Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's your host, Sergeant Friday, with your Ass Hurts News Network. Just had a uneventful Saturday and Saturday evening, so I thought, before I turn in for the night, maybe I'll come up here and stir up some shit, or have a discussion with some people that have got some brains between them ears. And what up, nothing half-assed? Maybe even we can bait like a guilter to come up here. You know, someone that's got convinced that the data they've analyzed shows Brian Kohberger unequivocally guilty. It would be interesting to hear their reasoning behind it, where they have got their evidence from, and give them a voice. Um, only because I'm feeling a bit, oh, maybe a bit giving today. Oh my God! I was trying to listen to another streamer called Zav Girl, and that was like, I don't know. It was like trying to read information off the head of a pin. Boy, was she all over the place. And she keeps calling the car in the video Brian's car, Brian's car, Brian's car. Holy fuck, what makes that Brian's car? Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, Lauren. Good evening, Kara. Sherry. Nothing half-assed. Yeah. There's probably more of you in there, but I'm not showing you. I'm showing a total of 26 viewers. Maybe some of you are on X. Uncle Bruno, what up? What up? Uncle Bruno. Be nice, or you'll be swimming with the fishes. Let me see here if I can't put it in. I did put the invite out there, right? I don't know how Dago embeds that with his chat, but I'll continue to post the invite for anybody is welcome to enter the panel and have a lively discussion, a lively debate, or a boring chat, or an exciting chat. Whatever fits your fancy. I figured, if going to have some random chat, whether it be about the Idaho4 or the war that we just entered and appeared to exit all in the same night. Pretty awesome. Here we are. Boom, 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 boom. Have a good day. So y'all keep me company for a bit while I'm mopping floors, she says. Pin the link. How do you do that? Oh, hang on. Do I got to go into banners or something? How do I pin the link? Use banners, subscribe. I don't know how to pin the link. Hang on, let me come back to comments. How the hell do I do that? Paste. Doesn't give me an option. Nothing half-assed. Pin the link so that it stays at the top of the chat. Well, how the hell do I do that? How do you do that? Let me see here. I'll go to a link that I already posted, see if it can be pinned. Put user, I could put myself in timeout. I could delete myself. I could ban myself, but I choose not to. How do I pin it? Does anybody know how the hell do I pin that? I'm showing dirt around the pool. Oh, you're shoveling dirt around the pool. Is Dago? I don't think Dago's in here, is he? I looked for him on Discord to give him a link, but I didn't see him. Private chat style, media assets, banners. At the top, it says can't post comments to some destinations. I don't know how to pin it. Well, we sent in our big stealth bombers to eradicate the deeply hidden underground nuclear facility in Iran, which is roughly 2,500 feet underground. And based on the information thus far, enough ordnance was dropped. We have a 30,000-pound penetrator that can penetrate 600 feet. And apparently they dropped 6 of these penetrators into the same hole, which would give them a depth of 3,600 feet thereabouts, which would take out a half-mile deep facility. I'm not even sure you would have to get all the way to the facility to destroy it. I think if you're within 500 feet or so of the facility and the 30,000-pound explosion goes off, that overpressure is going to destroy the facility beneath it. But my understanding is that we did drop 6 deep penetrators. And they made the penetration to the depth required, and orgasm was achieved, from what I understand. Lauren, you're just a freak. You need to cut it out, Lauren. That's not your neighbors being affected by it. May not be. They may be Iranian or something, and they may be shaking a little bit. They just may be. No, I jumped into a few different channels over the last day. Channels of both the guilters and the people that have got evidence of who did it. Like Rollo. Rollo the clown, who's solved the case through some kind of analyzation on a cell phone of video and sounds and noises and UFOs and Bigfoots and, I don't know, reflections from the moon, car mirrors, doors, pavement. Apparently the asphalt in Idaho has the reflective ability at nighttime that no other asphalt in the world has. And that's been beneficial to these people. And their interpreting of sounds and different video that's either pixelated, modified, altered, chopped, pasted, and generally mismatched into the point of it saying whatever the fuck you want it to say, has allowed these many streamers to discover and solve this crime. Apparently the guy had no eyebrows. He was 4 feet 4 inches tall, weighed 344 pounds, and was missing part of a leg. Was witnessed going in and out of that house multiple times, apparently, according to some of these people with the videos, like the Bubbly Waters and that crew of fucking twitheads. Yeah. The idea that the case itself and the documentation that's directly related to the case, that's only related to the case, doesn't mean anything to these people. I don't know who the hell you're talking about. And, I'm not a soft cunt there, Storms. I see you making a comment here. Where are you coming from? X? Oh, I could block you on X too. I haven't been to X in a little bit. Let me go over to X to see. Let's see here. I had 38,000 blocks on X when it was Twitter. And I only had 25 or 28,000 followers. So yeah. I'm good at people. Bear with me, folks. I'm getting feedback. Yeah, I'm not able to go in there and do any unblocking right now, but speak your piece from where you're at for the moment. I don't understand your tears when you're able to access from somewhere else. Carl Ferguson. Welcome, Carl Brandy. Welcome, J Dub. Yeah, I'm not going in. I don't know how to find it that quickly, just so you know. I don't know that fucking YouTube to go in there and unblock a profile. I don't even know that if I block you. And if I block you, why the fuck would I want to unblock you? I mean, there's a reason why you were blocked. Am I the one did I directly block you personally? Or was it a moderator that blocked you there, Storms? Who the fuck blocked you? I don't get it. Explain yourself, man. Explain yourself. And you have 3 minutes to explain yourself. How's that? What's up, Alex? ALX? What up, everybody? What up? What up? We got someone in here that said I blocked them, and they want a reprieve. And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was the reason you were blocked. Usually it's a good reason to block somebody, but you're just being you're like one of them fucking, when you get them fucking pubic hairs in your teeth from eating pussy and you can't get it out. The annoyance that causes is just unfucking describable. And yeah, and so it interrupts your meal and you got to go pick your teeth. Okay, it says find a message from live chat and tap more. Tap or tap pin. Well, yeah, I don't see how that works, man. But I appreciate you helping me with this. Let me just say nothing half-assed. So I'm going to post this link again, and I click on it. It tells me that I I can hide it. I can star it. I don't know what starring it does. One starred. What the fuck does starring it do? I don't even know. More is the 3 dots. Yeah, but the 3 dots on my own thing only gives me to delete, put in timeout, ban user, and delete their comments. That's all it allows me to do when I go over a comment that I made, you know? Let me get rid of that star. So, and when I go over anybody's comment for that matter, that's the only options I get. And no. Yeah, it gives me the option to block me. I can block myself. And there are moments in time where I've argued with myself, and blocking me may have been a fantastic idea. However, I just can't bring myself to do it. Let me see here. New layout, edit layout, show comments on stage. That's the only real option that I have with this dickheaded fucking string product. Sarge, the fact you don't know why you blocked me is evident I shouldn't be. No, I don't know that that's accurate. I don't know if that's accurate at all. Like I keep telling people, you're welcome to jump up into the stream. This information should show up on all formats. Maybe it doesn't. Right? There you go. There's a link to StreamYard for anybody inside of X. And there are 39 people from X. And there's 50 people on YouTube. So, yeah. No, I don't mistakenly block anybody. Let me be clear. I mean, we all can, listen, like it or not, I make mistakes, but not that fucking many of them. Okay? Cannot post comments to the same destination. Share this referral link. I don't want to refer StreamYard. So yeah, nothing. And Laurel, all you that are trying to help me here with pinning a comment, I just I don't see that as possible. Moonbreaker in the house. Am I logged into YouTube? Oh, you're saying do it on YouTube. Oh, wait a second. I'm trying to do it from StreamYard. Hold on. On YouTube, the 3 dots. Pin message. Pow! Look at that shit. Pow! Man, oh man. You guys are all right. I gotta say. Is she a mod? Who gave me that info? Who shared that shit like that for me? Who's the one that got me up there? Who's the one that did it? Come on now, bring it. Who did it? Who gave me the info to do that? To hit pin, blah, blah, blah. Hit the 3 things. Who started with that little spiel to get me to figure that out? Who did that? Come on. Nothing half-assed. Where's nothing half-assed? All right, so nothing half-assed. Nothing half-assed. Is now a moderator. Is a moderator. Look at that. Welcome to the new moderation personnel. Nothing half-assed. Right? Fantastic. Back to StreamYard. See, I'm not really a see you next Tuesday. Uh-huh. Huh. So, 12 my Saturday evening is pretty good. What was I going to say? All right. Brian Kohberger. The case against Kohberger is the weakest case I've ever seen in a capital murder case. As a matter of fact, they had a better case against me for robbing firearms out of an apartment, and they wouldn't indict me. A grand jury wouldn't indict me. And that was because there was exculpatory evidence that provided reasonable doubt. And in this situation, the district attorney provided both the exculpatory and the inculpatory evidence that was against me, and the jury decided that the exculpatory evidence provided enough reasonable doubt not to secure an indictment against me for the theft of firearms. And that's how that rolled for me. And there was definitely more evidence, I think, stronger evidence in that case against me than there is against the case against Brian Kohberger. And that says a lot, okay? That says an awful lot. And I never ended up in all of this bullshit. I'm no longer the prettiest mod. Carl, you're the prettiest mod when you're comparing yourself to the lawn tractors and Forrest Gump. In that category of pretty. Carl, where's the woman you chased out of here? We had some girl coming in here, and Carl chased her out with his Toro lawnmower. He's got one of them lawnmowers with the engine behind you instead of in front of you. You know, those 8 horsepower mowers with those tiny little tires? One of them Forrest Gump lawnmowers. And Carl was chasing. Who was he chasing? Who do we remember Carl was chasing in here? It was like a matchmaking service in here. And yeah. Yeah, Carl's pretty okay. Yeah. Carl's the most attractive person in this fucking world in the dark. That you can rest assured that in the dark, Carl is the most attractive person on the planet. And we do have to congratulate him to reach that level of personal appeal. Ain't nobody looking for no knife. I think that's just retarded. Imagine 3 years later you're going to go look for a knife. Yeah, I don't know that there was or was not a cleanup. I've not seen anything that says there was a cleanup or was not a cleanup. So I don't really have any thoughts as to who that could be. I don't know that there was or was not. What up there, Great Pearl? BJ lost the Rico. Don't know what that is, but if Rico didn't get a BJ, I'm sure Rico ain't smiling too much. What's up there, Gray Pearl? Look at that. I got educated tonight. There is proof that Sergeant Friday you can learn me something. You can learn me something. And Sergeant Friday, he learned something today from his chat room. He learned how to permanently embed the link to come up into the to the panel. Learned me something. Nothing half-assed, became a moderator because she learned me something. No, he's got one of them old snapper lawnmowers. Because Carl with the desire to have pussy wanted a lawnmower that at least gave him the name of pussy, snapper, which was a term used for pussy in the 80s and 90s. Snapper. And Carl's got a snapper rear engine lawnmower with little go-kart wheels on it. What's up, Joanne? You owned a cleaning service in the past, so I can't remember where I read that. Yeah, someone's family had a cleaning service. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with the Kohberger case, though. Or if there was any cleaners in there. I mean, imagine your family coming to clean up after you slaughtered 4 young adults. I mean, what are the odds your family, you kill together, you clean together? Is that the motto over their banner of their store? Paula, what up? What up? Uh-oh, wait. Ow, look at that. We love it red. We do love it red. So, is that the motto of that family? Yeah. Families that kill together, clean together? I don't know. Nothing half-assed. Got that smile. Look at her. She got it going. Like, hello, hello. Wait, got to go back to the red. Boom. Boom. There it is. Although the eyebrows aren't red, so that's probably not a natural color, but it still does look pretty nice. Let's see. What else did I say? The DoorDash driver. There's a boatload of fucking chaos, confusion, and misunderstanding. And there's a woman that I don't even know what to say. I mean, you're not supposed to judge people, but damn, that girl's a hot mess in a hot minute. Snapper is a quality mower built to last. Well, I guess Carl's pretty monogamous with his lawnmowers then. What say you there, Carl? You have a monogamous relationship with your snapper? Are you a one snapper guy, or are you more? Unbelievable. The snapper man. Carl, the universe's most attractive man in the dark. Carl, I used to hold that title, but I let Carl take it. I said that I went to the dentist the other day, and I was like flirting with the dentist. What do you call the helpers there? I don't even know, the office workers, and anytime generally I enjoy flirting with women, and that's what I said to him. I said, I'm going to tell you ladies something you've never heard one man or any man say your entire life. I said, but I know for an absolute positive fact, okay, that I am the most attractive man ever when viewed in the dark. And at first I paused just to see what their faces would do and the reactions when I said that I am the most attractive man you've ever saw in the dark. And the burst of laughter was incredible. And then I was flirting with one of the married I forget what you call the women that do that. I forget what the hell you call the women that do that, the assistants there to the dentist. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, self-deprecation and humor that's self-deprecating. Hygienist, that's it. Yeah, they were hygienists, and I wasn't. I was looking for something I don't even know. But the one girl's like, she's married. I said, she's married, and she flirts so well. That she's giving me, she's helping me, improve my game. Her returning the flirt is helping me sharpen my game. She's like, whatever. Then she's going to prescribe me antibiotics, and I said, I don't need that prescription. I've got my own antibiotics. She goes, oh, are you a prepper? I said, what's a prepper? And she rolled her eyes. I said, I'm not anything. I'm just that guy. And that's when I hit him with that joke. I'm that guy, the most attractive guy you've ever seen in the dark. But I told her, and she goes, what are they? You get them from the pet store, or you got antibiotics for dogs? And I go, no. And she gives me a funny look. I go, these are for fish. These antibiotics are designed for fish. She just shook her head. They got antibiotics for fish? I said, not only they got antibiotics for fish, but newsflash, they're the same antibiotics they feed humans. Damn. Oh my God. You mean to say they only make amoxicillin in one location or two locations, and they're just sent down different lines and put in different bottles? Could that be possible? Oh my God. Could that be possible? Yeah, it absolutely is not only possible, but that's exactly what they do. So for those of you that don't know, the antibiotics in a pet store, especially fish, just change the temperature of the fish tank and they all die. All right. Fish are they're not as robust as you would think they are. And I'm telling you that if they can make an antibiotic for a fish, it's got to be absolutely safe for you. There's just no way it can't be. A fish will die if you flip the tank hard enough and scare it. So yeah, antibiotics for fish, all kinds. In pill form. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, people. Let's see what else we got. So we got a white car driving around, and we got a whole bunch of guilters that have determined that's Brian Kohberger's car, because they were told that, right? Yeah, there you go. See that, Kara? You got it. You got it. The amoxicillin for a human is $45. Amoxicillin for a dog is $6. Same prescription, exactly the same thing. I mean, come on, folks. Does your dog eat anything different than you? A dog is a carnivore where you're an omnivore. But yeah, I do like fish sticks. I do like fish sticks. They didn't find a latent footprint. Wouldn't that indicate a clean? No, it wouldn't. A latent footprint could also be, like I had said earlier, could be urine from a dog on the bottom of your shoe. That latent footprint, they did not say was blood. They tested it with amino black that looks for organic material. And organic material comes in many sizes. That's not just blood. Just be aware. To me, and I mean, folks, I don't know if I've made an assessment that's wrong. It's been easily corrected because information proved it wrong. But to be safe, that latent footprint, I suspect, is from urine from a dog from off of the bottom of somebody's shoe. Not blood. And until I'm corrected, it makes sense because of the process they use to collect it. Amino black was the product used, not what is it, that not luminol. So it's safe bet to say that that is a latent footprint from somebody that tracked through urine. No script needed for fish. You're absolutely right. Nothing half-assed. What else do we got here? So anyway, the white car. The white car. Boy, oh boy, the white car. Well, it's Brian's car because, the cop said so. Because there's something so special about that white car that Brian's white car is absolutely unique. And there's no other Elantra in the world that looks like Brian Kohberger's, because they told us about something specific about his car. It was a specific dent, a specific bump, a mirror missing, a sunroof, a hubcap, a bumper sticker, a parking sticker. There was something unique to his car that would mean that it could only be his car, right? We all know what that uniqueness is, don't we? Yeah. It's the jerk off cops telling you it's his car. That's what's unique. Well, yeah, the suspect vehicle 1, similar to Brian Kohberger's car. Yeah. Sounds like some rapper's name. They can't have fish sticks in your mouth. Nothing. Nope. They have zero evidence that Brian Kohberger was in that house. Zero. They have zero evidence that Brian. Biff is here. Biff is in the house. Look at that, Biff. Look up top, Biff. Grow a pair, Biff. Take your man's balls out your purse, Biff. Take and join the stream with the permanent. I pinned a link up at the top, Biff. Come on. What do you want there? Gray Pearl? She's got some mark over her face. Don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, I think it's more reasonable to suggest that.
Are you calling me Biff?
No, Lucy is Biff.
Hi, Lucy, Biff. Sarge.
You're just, huh? What's that over your face? What are you wearing, a mask? Kohberger cousin?
No, it's a spoof on the bathroom selfie. It's my cell phone.
Oh, it's your cell phone. Why take a selfie if you're going to cover your face with your phone? I better find that redheaded girl.
Avatar.
Where's that redheaded girl? Post a mess. I need an image on the screen.
Hey, settle down. Can you hear me? Did you knock me off? Oh my God.
No, I didn't knock you off.
Okay, thank you. No, that's like a year old. You've talked to me in the past year.
Yeah, well, listen, okay, yeah.
I'll change it for you. I will change it tonight just for you, Sergeant.
Bandy, chat rooms with mods is immature. All right, whatever. Is it Isabel, just Z Rankin, whatever that is? Let's see. Hang on. You look mad at the world, honey. You need to go get yourself something to make you smile. I don't recommend a man because you look like you're bringing trouble. But, go get some ice cream or something. Women like chocolate. Go get some chocolate. Do something. Because that frown on your face, you need to turn that frown upside down.
You're in rare form tonight. What is going on?
I just had time to kill. I didn't have really any specific topic. I figured I'd come here and just run the game on whoever wanted to play the game.
I love it. It's Friday night. Well, no, it's Saturday night. Sorry. I'm a day behind.
It's Saturday night. I'm correct.
Yeah, it's Saturday. And yeah, I'm a few drinks in, so I'm not gonna lie, but I'm here to have fun. I'm here for it.
See?
I'm here for it, Sergeant.
Survivor of Chameau's sheet dummy. What is that? What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
Chemo? Is that chemo sheet? What the fuck is a chemo sheet? You shouldn't sleep under something radioactive. Well, yeah.
So don't scare them off from clicking the link.
I just say go get some chocolate and come back.
And and then click the link.
I mean, that's all I can say. I don't have much more advice. She came here hating, and no, you don't got to be deleting her. She can say what she wants. Let her. I mean, already she's got some kind of problem with chemotherapy or something. We don't want to be too mean. She has something that maybe cancer. I don't know. A chemo is a child abuser. Well, what the fuck? Can't you just use the statement child abuser?
Chomo.
What? So, yeah, and so am I. I'm a survivor of that as well. Doesn't mean I don't have I got beyond that, right? I got beyond. Don't let the past run today. You make today run today. What up there, Seahawk fan? Where'd that red there she is. Good God, we need a happy face up there. We got one covering her face with a phone. I got to do something. Right? Great, Pearl.
Sergeant, I'm a sergeant.
I'm
Don't
just
mess with
saying,
me tonight.
Tell me
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, look, within 24 hours, I will have a new avatar picture.
What good does
Okay.
that do to stream now? I mean, okay.
Well,
Well,
I
then
can't do it
don't
now.
worry
I've
about.
been swimming. I've been swimming all day. My
Yeah,
hair's
you looked a mess. I know.
greasy
You
and
look like you
all.
were. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Then you stood in front of the fan and you're all over the place. I get it.
I'm talking about. No, I tried to look cute for that picture. I'm talking about right now.
We're trying to look cute for what picture?
Oh my god.
I think the redhead's got it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, at this point in time, I'm sure that there may in fact be women in the audience more attractive than her. But for the moment,
I
I'm all
absolutely
red. You
know
know what
that
I'm
there
saying?
are. I
I
know that
think
they
that
are,
that's an
and
AI
probably
generated image. You want
redheads
to know?
too.
That's
Oh,
an
shut the
AI
fuck up.
generated image. I don't think that really is the person represented by the name Paula Coco or Cuckoo. Although a woman with the name Cuckoo is quite fucking awesome. I
All right.
can go with that name. Oh
We
man,
should
she's getting mad at
encourage
me now
people. We
too.
should
Look,
encourage people to click the link and come up.
yeah. I mean, bring it. Oh, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All you women are going to need chocolate when we're done with this fucking stream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm making no friends, but
Seriously, chat. Click the link, mods, because
yeah, bring
everybody's
a
a
topic
mod.
up here.
Come on, click the link. Help me out. I'll shut up. Listen, I'll have your back if Sarge gets a little, you know, Sarge.
Donald Dice from okay. So what else did I have in the title? Hang on. Yeah, that poor DoorDash driver. Life is not. She's lived a hard life, and there was a statement they used to make a long time ago. She's been ridden hard and put away wet one too many times, and that girl is probably that's accurate, but the one times is much low. That number's not big enough. It's just crazy. It's my it is my look. Okay, all right, there, Paula. That's why we got you up there, right? We put Red up there. I lost Gray Pearl. I don't know. Gray Pearl's running off to go get a different picture of herself or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy, ladies. I don't know what the hell's going on. See, very lovely choice. Thank you. Nothing half-assed, right? What's translucent? Who's translucent? Just so everyone knows, Isabel is translucent. I don't know who Isabel is. The poor DoorDash, yeah, she needs a break. She really needs like a retreat of I don't even know, man. But she totally needs some kind of, I'm not saying treatment, but like a retreat where people cater to your needs and your whims, and I'm just saying she could benefit from something like that. My guess. I don't know. A curious rose. Sergeant, I think that addiction is a big part of why Dee Dee looks the way she does. Yeah.
Sarge, you know what?
She might have
Sorry.
medical issues too. It may not just be some addiction issue. Go ahead.
No, it's pointless, but it's funny. I was just gonna say I fell off because I was trying to navigate my way through StreamYard where I could see the chat, and I got there
Oh.
and I saw Carl, my friend Carl, say that I drive the Scooby Doo machine, and then I dropped. So I don't know. So I'm not going to try to look at chat again. But Carl, I see you. I see you, Carl. Love Velma.
Who's that? There was that girl. What name? Translucent. Is that the name of the stream? I think. Yeah, I tried to listen to that person's stream, and I tried to listen to Zav Girl a little while ago, and I asked myself, what the fuck am I doing in here? I mean, that was terrible. It was like trying to decipher information off the head of a pin, and I was given a blindfold. Fucking terrible. And maybe she's got 100-something thousand followers. She must provide some kind of fucking value to 100,000 people. I don't know. I'd rather provide direct value to a few thousand than no value at all to 111,000. Oh my God. I don't know who the woman is, man. No, it was unwatchable to the extreme. This girl was all over the place. And when she asked, am I making sense? I posted in her chat, I said, you're absolutely making no sense. You've got me more confused than I've ever been confused. And somebody was like, be nice. I go, I am being nice. She asked a question, I answered it. Okay. Between Kane B and translucent, she is also, I don't know who these people are. But yeah, I could not make nor heads nor tails. She keeps playing the video and telling you that that's Brian Kohberger's car. And I just want somebody that's telling me that's Brian Kohberger's car to tell me why that's brought. Why? What is it that gives them the confidence to identify that car? What say you there, Great Pearl? Well, Great Pearl says nothing. Shit,
Sorry.
sorry. So what is it that gives these people the conclusion that white vehicle or that whatever that car is, what makes them conclude that that's Brian Kohberger's car and no one else's?
The media and social media hype.
Oh, well, that ain't enough for me.
Shouldn't be enough for anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I know. Why are people attacking who's CJ? The evil CJ, is that who it is?
Yeah, he I'm gonna mute.
She was, I don't know who she is. She came up as an option for me to look at, and I clicked on
evil
there.
CJ is a he. Evil
who's
CJ is
CJ
a
up
he.
there? It says fuck CJ. He's a damn fool.
Yeah, that's evil.
I think all these people that are solving the crime are a bunch of fucking
evil. He screwed Dago.
Mental midgets, man.
Evil CJ, whatever.
Gonna sit on her hands. Don't know why you keep sitting on your hands, Sir B. I need
Sir
proof
B,
that
let
it's
it out,
car.
girl. Click that link. I'll take a back seat. I'm waiting to take a back seat for somebody to click that link. Come on, SRB.
Yeah, why don't you, especially you mods? I mean, I might start chopping mod ship for the lack of mods jumping into the stream.
He's harmless. We all know Sarge is a sweetheart. Click the link.
I don't get it. I mean,
I don't either.
The worst thing that could happen to you is you learn something. That's it.
Or you get dropped. That's about it.
Or you could get booted or blocked or ridiculed, or you may find out what I did with your sister, your mother, your grandma. You never know. You just never know.
Your one-armed cousin.
Your one-armed cousin. I dated a one-armed girl. It was awesome. Yeah,
I know you did.
I learned out. I learned me what that big word prosthetic meant. And I was relieved it did not mean I needed penicillin, because I was allergic to penicillin. I was panicking when she told me I got a prosthesis. I was like, damn.
You thought you got an STD.
The hell is a prosthesis? I didn't say that out loud, but my mind's going 8 trillion miles an hour. Like, what the fuck is this girl telling me? If you don't want to sleep with me, just say so. Don't make up big words. Oh my God.
I have one question for you, though. Did she have a really big ass?
No, she was extremely well put together. Very pretty woman.
Look, we got somebody. All right, I'm muting.
We have someone in here. Donald DeNice.
Well, hello, Donald. I'm muting.
Hey. Okay.
I'll jump in, but welcome.
Yeah, I'll come up here a few times. I'm not shy. So what's going on,
I don't know what's going on with the. I was diagnosed with a prosthesis, but it turned out to be a third leg.
Uh-oh, that ain't good.
What's going on, Donald
Well,
Denice?
depends who you ask,
Not
Donald.
much. Yeah, not much. Just chilling, relaxing on a Saturday night.
Well, welcome to the,
Yeah,
to the
but
stream of dreams.
I don't like the breaking news that we just heard about Iran.
Oh, it's a long and coming.
Yeah,
They asked
overdue.
for it, they finally got it.
Yeah, overdue. They didn't listen.
Excuse me?
They didn't listen. Get rid of the nuclear facilities.
Well, why would you get rid of something when the country asking to get rid of it's been funding you by every other president but the one you got now?
Right.
Right. I mean, this guy comes in and he got him to
remember,
stop
too.
originally, and then he gave him
Once-
60 days. So what were they? They surprised him?
No. China's probably not happy though. I bet you
Yeah, China's air defense was what was there to protect Iran. Iran's not very happy either with China now, are they?
Yeah, that's
Did you know that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that it was the air defense system that's been constructed by China that was deployed all over Iran. And Israel
Okay, I
walked through
ask you
there like
one
it was an open door.
Sarge Friday.
Well, what?
Do you think any country like Russia or China can mess with the United States?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the worst thing you could do is have a 2 million man army like the fucking Chinese do.
Okay.
You got to be an idiot to have that many soldiers, literally.
But
you-
you
you're-
don't think they're a threat though?
No, they can't project power. They're a
Oh.
threat in their immediate neighborhood,
Oh,
but you've got to be able to project power. We move billions of tons of food, water, ammunition, billions of tons,
Yeah, billions of dollars. Yeah.
not dollars, billions of tons of just water and food for when we had the guys in the desert. That what I mean by project power is logistics.
Yeah.
We
Moving stuff.
can move
Yeah.
anywhere we want with whatever we want, whenever, and no other country can do that. That's what makes us the standing superpower.
Yeah. Plus, we got a lot of water capability that a lot of other countries don't have either.
No, I'm not pro-war, but that particular country, they supply the Houthis with weapons that are attacking Saudi Arabia. They're attacking Israel. They're attacking free ships in the water off their coast.
And that regime is not. A lot of people don't like that regime either.
Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis are all supplied and funded by Iran. And they've been asked over and over again.
Where are they getting all that money though?
Well, a lot of it came from us.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Obama gave them 160. What he gave them?
Yep.
He gave 1.3 billion, 400 million in cash.
I thought.
And then Joe Biden lifted sanctions against them. When Joe Biden lifted the sanctions, they sold oil and got all the oil revenue to continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah, that's where they make a lot of money is oil.
Yeah. So now that's over.
Gas prices, don't be shocked when our gas prices are going to go up again.
No, they're not.
You don't think so?
No, we don't get any oil from Iran. None.
Oh, okay.
No, and we have more oil under our feet than Saudi Arabia, Russia, Iran combined.
That's why
Just the one oil field in Alaska that they just opened up that Biden shut down.
Yeah, a lot of other countries want our oil too, right?
Yeah, we have sweet crude. We don't have. That's the difference. There's different grades of oil, and sweet crude is the easiest to process and refine and turn into petrochemicals, fuel.
You can even use like vegetable oil. I heard to make gas and some stuff.
Sure. All you're doing is it's like making beer. You know how they make beer?
Yeah, with like
they distill it.
Yeah, like they put it in big cannons. They're big.
But and oil, when they heat and boil oil, the steam that comes off that at different temperatures, different products are available. So, an oil, a derivative of oil or petrochemicals is a distillation process of the oil itself. Pretty simple. It's big, it's complex, but it's not. It's really just a matter of boiling oil and being able to collect the different oils at different temperatures.
Right. There's so many you couldn't even name.
The book of Revelations is coming true. Well, not completely, Carl. Not completely.
Some.
I used to go to Canada every weekend. And in general, the people of Canada I found very warm and welcoming, and I enjoyed it. I used to go to Toronto every weekend. I had a nice boat that I would cross the lake with. What?
Leisure.
Who are you talking to?
What'd you go to Canada for regularly?
Every weekend. I would leave it Friday and come back Sunday night.
That's what I'm asking. For business or leisure?
Leisure.
Nice.
I had a
That's
nice power
interesting.
boat with 2
It's very
bedrooms,
cold there,
bathroom,
right?
kitchen.
It's very
What's that?
cold there, I heard.
You have an
Not in the
interesting life,
summer.
Sarge.
Not in the summer. Very pleasant there in the summer. So no, I don't really have any objection to Canada. Their government and the games they play, I have an issue with them.
Yeah, they're
And
flip-flops.
they shouldn't be charging
Flip-flops.
our farmers 225% tariff on milk.
Right.
If you don't want our milk, just don't take our milk or tell us that. But then when you want to sell something here, well, be prepared to pay a tariff or shut the fuck up.
Do we have the most corn and wheat that we produce than any other country?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because our field.
I mean, we can feed the world. It's incredible what we're capable of doing. I think that's what I mean. We're 4% of the population of the globe, folks. We're a drop in the bucket, and yet we're the most productive and the most powerful, the most wealthy.
But how did we turn into that? How did we get there? With all the production or something?
With what?
With the production or mass production or whatever they call it.
Well, we get there because we just that's what this country was for the freedom. I think now it's starting to. We need to fight back against corporatism, but aside from that little nightmare, I mean, we just are the biggest producer of everything and always have been, and now we farm so much of it out that we've lost that edge, but we're the biggest consumer. So anybody that took that edge from us needs us to buy it back, or they're fucked.
Right. Yeah,
right.
Sarge, do you think that and this is like basic level, I know whatever, but do you think that it's just a tinfoil conspiracy thing that Bill Gates and like Oprah and all them are buying up all of the land because it can be nourished and produce, that they're buying up all the land?
I don't know about buying up all the land. I think it's overblown. I think they do own sizable amounts of land, but I don't think people realize the vastness of the land that's under our feet, just how vast this country is.
So so then probably a better question would be, do you believe that any country would ever nuke us because it would destroy all of
reach us. They wouldn't reach us with any nuke.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they
If they could,
with missiles.
That's not their goal. Their goal is to
us?
take our land because it's fertile. Like
I don't think their capability to be that strong.
No, there is the capability to hit us with nukes. There absolutely is. Both China, Russia, maybe possibly Pakistan or India.
But then it's a waste. They can't do anything with it.
They wouldn't go down that road. They'd hurt themselves by doing
there's countries that are allies with us that have but even Russia and China have the capacity to hit us with nuclear weapons.
Yeah, but they know that wouldn't benefit them. It wouldn't benefit them.
No, and right now a lot of people don't know if it's North Korea. Even if North Korea were to launch a nuke at us, do you know what our program response is to any launch towards us with a nuclear weapon from North Korea?
Seconds. It's like seconds.
Well, but the retaliatory response, okay, is 96 multiple. Listen, it's 96 missiles, right. 96 program missiles with 10 warheads that re-enter. So 960 detonations over that country would fully erase it.
It would demoralize any country.
Not the wildlife, the trees, the forests, the cities, the roads. It would completely erase that country in one strike. Yeah. If they were to launch a nuclear. So I don't think there's any country capable of, or even with the balls and stupidity to do it.
I was just told they could reach the outer limits, like borders like California and like the outer states.
Yeah, they're not going to hit Washington at this point.
They could hit in like Oklahoma or Nebraska or something like that.
No, and even if they could, you need to swarm our defenses to stop us from taking it.
We got a lot of alert stuff that would let us know if anything penetrates.
Sarge can correct me if I'm wrong, but they've got a lot of capabilities. Every country has a lot of capabilities, and I just don't believe in the fear mongering that like we're going to get nuked or we're going to get that. No, they need no matter what country it is. They're not going to nuke us. They need our resources. Exactly.
Welcome, Scott. What's going on?
How you doing,
Scott?
Just listening to your conversation. Yeah, not to mention the retaliation from the United States. would be devastating to those countries if they did nuke us. So why would they even do it?
Right.
It doesn't benefit them.
No, doesn't benefit them. Doesn't
They won't,
benefit.
and people should not be afraid of it. Like, stop making people scared that the world is going to blow up next week. It's not.
No, the only one that has power enough to take us all out is the man above, God.
Pretty much.
Well, the Earth itself could take us all out.
Yeah, reaction or some kind of chaotic.
Couple
thing
of big
that's out
volcanic
there.
eruptions, and the sun
Yeah.
gets blocked for a few years, and we're kind of fucked.
Yep.
Right.
If we're in total darkness for too long.
But we do have the technology to even survive that, and that we can build and construct buildings and have our own grow
yeah,
houses.
like we can
We
get
do it with weed right now. We just have to do it with corn,
Yep.
right?
Corn. Yep.
Which is subsidized as well.
Yep. we put it out
For the
too.
ethanol.
Well, so what else is going on in the world? What do you guys think there? The DoorDash driver, Mr. Kohberger. What do you guys? Any thoughts on that?
I think they're going to do a video testimony on her. I don't think they'll put her actually live on the trial stand on live when it goes into court. I think it'll be like a video thing where they take her statement and take her into like an interview room and do it. I don't think they would do it actually live and put it right on the stand. I think that'd be too risky.
Well, I don't even know that she's going to be a witness to establish the timeline. That's as far as
Right?
her testimony would be valuable for it.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. If you're saying like on your little scroll down there, 417, that's 10 minutes from the time or less than what, 12 minutes off?
Well,
Oh, dude. It's like if what she's saying is true, while she's parked there, he's literally parked there as well. Yet there's an audio of some car screeching off. Like Sarge has said a million times, the fucking car has been tracked by the FBI. It can't be the same car.
It's not just Jennings that said that. It's in written documentation. I think you know that, Tanella. But I appreciate you making that comment. That's right. The only witness that we know that was a direct witness to the crime is Dylan Mortensen. That's it. They can't now come out with this in left field bullshit with this broad and say, oh yeah, we got this witness too.
We got
No,
another witness.
can't do it.
Did you see that thing where they're looking for the weapon today and today? I think it is.
I think that's a bunch of fluff. They're not looking for. How are you gonna find a weapon 3 years later? Come on.
And even if they found it, it would be so corrupted. It would be so much weather damage from that.
Yeah, this is it's just more propaganda.
It's a fucking circus at this point, in my opinion.
Well, only one person saw somebody that they cannot identify, right? Curious Rose, there is no identification of Brian Kohberger at that home.
No.
There's not a camera image. There isn't a video image. There isn't a sound recording, and there isn't a human witness that can identify Kohberger at that property. As a matter of fact, anybody going in and out of that house, as far as we know, at this point, we don't have any evidence of anybody entering that home between 4 o'clock and on. Fair enough. Other than the fact that those people were killed in the home, where's the proof any living human being walked into the home? There isn't.
And how did the cops not fucking question the only people that were there when they showed up? Like, that's where I would start my investigation. DM,
didn't Hunter go into the home?
And the fucking dude with a knife.
Yeah, Hunter going into the home.
Yeah.
To check.
Instead, they got him a motel room altogether.
They should have separated them all because that way they can't coerce their story. Each other can proclaim the same story.
100%. It's like, dude,
the crime here, if it's involving multiple people, they separate you. They put you in different cars.
Also, on the 911 call, if you listen to it carefully, one of the people on the 911 call claims Xana is not waking up. Well, according to the state, no one had even been up fucking stairs to check on her. So how the fuck would she even know she's not waking up? That's what I found strange.
Probably
if you've
seen her when
she's not waking up, well, how do you know she's not waking up? Have you tried to revive her?
About 87 holes in her.
Exactly. Not to mention, what about Ethan laying right next to her? You don't notice that?
Well, we don't know if he was laying next to her, if he was
They
on the
say
bed.
now
We're
they
in
say
the
that he was
room.
in his bed. They're saying he was not even he didn't even
Yeah,
get
but
up
see,
out of bed.
Dylan only could see
No,
through
no,
the
no,
open
no, no,
door.
no. No. Dylan, Jesus Ethan was, well, I don't know for sure, but we know Xana was up and moving around, and Ethan was
Right.
supposedly not. Whether he was asleep or awake, Ethan
Yeah,
was in bed, Xana was moving around, as far as I can
right.
tell.
That's
Yeah.
what we've been told.
But according to the roommates, they claimed they had never gone upstairs until they had made the 911 call. Even then, they said they hadn't gone upstairs. Yet somebody on the phone is claiming Xana is not waking up because she's passed out. Well, my question is, how would you know she's not waking up if you've never even been up to see her?
Right.
So they contradict themselves on the phone call.
Well, and it's said in documentation that Bethany and Maddie were discovered by the police, not by the survivors.
Yeah, nobody touched the third floor. Nobody
No.
but the
Yeah.
killer.
The deceased up on the third floor were found by the police when
Do
they went
you
up there.
think Xana went up the steps like they say and then got chased back down?
Well, that's what Dylan is saying she heard. So we don't know if that even is. We don't know,
Yeah.
That's
right? I mean, we don't know who went up those stairs. Someone went up the stairs. No, someone came down the stairs, went up the stairs, and came down again. Down, up, down. And Ann said that's not possible for it to be Kaylee because we know where Kaylee was found.
Right.
In other words, Kaylee didn't end her movement on the second floor as Dylan describes.
It
Down,
wasn't Kaylee.
up, down. Could not have been Kaylee, according, and Ann is correct. Kaylee was found upstairs in the bedroom. So,
I think the theory you put forward the other day of Kaylee and Xana witnessing their loved ones get unalived and then retaliated in response, and that's why they sustained the most damage, makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah, I don't know what all I can say, and I think it's a fair statement, is that the evidence alleging Brian Kohberger is the perpetrator is so full of reasonable doubt that there has to be something more substantial to be applied to this case, or
Yeah,
it's
there's
a
got to be something
that can't be fixed.
that nobody knows or something.
I don't think they even know. I mean, fuck. According to Payne, he doesn't know shit.
According to
we
who?
don't even know what's under the other three
Payne,
big
the cop,
fingernails.
the lead investigator, every answer he gave was, I don't know, don't remember. I was instructed by the FBI agent, fucking whatever. It's like, dude, what do you know then, sir?
And this case has had the most sealed stuff that I've ever seen. And like this guy comments up there on the board right now, so much hidden, so much sealed too. I've never seen a case with so much sealed stuff in my life.
Yeah, why do you gotta seal everything, dude? If the guy's guilty, fucking show the goddamn proof.
The main listen, this is the best part. You know what the argument for sealing it is?
Makes him where it's partial fair jury, so you get a fair
Exactly. The argument to seal it is to protect the accused.
Yeah.
Primarily to protect the accused to ensure a fair trial.
Yeah.
And who's leaking falsehoods and who's leaking data and twisting them into falsehoods, right? I mean, they turned his trip to a pool where a woman approached him. They're trying to turn it in to show you he's a piece of shit.
It's crazy. He's an incel at the same time.
Right.
That just happens.
And then he gets her phone number, and the way he gets her phone number is to prove he's a piece of shit. But yet, when he texts her and she doesn't reply, he goes on with his life without another second thought, which is exactly what you're supposed to do when you're interacting with women.
Completely normal.
Yeah, it's crazy how they've twisted, and that's what I mean. That Dateline's worst part was they took exculpatory evidence that would favor Brian and framed it to make it look like he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the documentaries don't help in that book by I forgot the name, Bloom or whatever his name is.
Howard Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true too. How can you explain that your friend is still on the floor passed out 8 hours later? I don't know. And Dylan, according to Dylan, her argument about all the alcohol and inebriation and all the shit she ingested, yet she wasn't the passed out roommate.
Yeah, but if you see somebody passed out, wouldn't you see if you would know passed out before you would see blood, wouldn't you?
You would know if your roommate's dead, dude.
I'm pretty sure you would.
I live in a house with 3 people. If everybody in my house ended up dead, I think I'd know it within a couple minutes. Fuck. Especially if they were murdered brutally, viciously.
I haven't
Always
commented much
scream.
because I didn't stop, but Sarge knows whatever. Like once Sebastian came, I kind of didn't pay attention to Idaho4 as much. I'm starting to get back into it now, but that's why I haven't commented. But what you're talking about happened early on, and I completely agree. Like this stench in that house
Oh yeah.
where 4 people had like
Yeah.
the
8
the
to
smell of
10 hours?
iron, the bodily fluids, the Murphy like had to be going berserk. All of that has always bothered me. Like you can't
He did
tell
go
me that
berserk.
he did that. Oh, I missed that then.
He went berserk, and it began at 4:17 a.m. and continued for roughly 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's why I got that on the screen, not just because of Murphy, but because that camera picked up 4 or 5 events, and then Bethany immediately at 4:19 texted Dylan asking her what's going on.
Yeah.
So people are always being, why did Bethany text Dylan first? And the reason I suggest is because Bethany heard a cacophony of fucking chaos.
100%.
She contacted Dylan.
Or that
Absolutely.
The dog
Yeah.
barking, the struggling, the whimpering, the thud, all of that happened at 4:17 is recorded by a camera. And no one knows if it was Murphy. You can make that argument, but I think it's safe to say that it's Murphy based on Ann Taylor's own talk in the courtroom about 4:17.
And what time did the car speed off?
Which
That
would
means
exclude
4:20.
So that gives
Was
it
it-
3 minutes.
3 minutes to kill all of them people and get out of there.
Well,
I
not
don't
to
think
mention, you
that's
got to
possible.
park your car. You got to get out. You got to fucking get out of there. He's never been in the house, as far as I know.
And
But why
I
would
just
he,
want to
like,
say that
he had to be so
a lot of the-
confident.
Dude,
Sorry.
that
With
dude
a
does
lot of-
not
a lot
look
of
like
the-
a fucking killer. Fuck.
a lot of the guilters and a lot of people that want to argue back against this timeline use that. No one knows if it's Murphy, but Ann Taylor
No one knows
is
the
very
exact
clear about
timeline
what
of
she
it.
said is on that camera. And that dog going nuts for 30 minutes from 4:17 forward to me says
Yeah,
she's
starts it,
referring
yeah.
to Murphy, not some strange collie off in the distance.
No, it's
Was it-
Murphy.
And
Was it ever?
until that's
Was it
corrected,
ever?
until it's corrected, that to me is a piece of information that's pretty clear.
Sarge, did it ever come out when the police got there that next morning at 11:56 or whatever? Where was Murphy then? Was he roaming around the
They
streets,
found
or
him
was he
upstairs. They found him upstairs in a bedroom with an open door.
with the door open? Okay,
Yeah.
see, that makes no
weird.
sense to me.
That is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've owned dogs my whole. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
If the door was shut, I'd be okay with it, but
I
I
agree.
don't understand that.
Yeah, why would the dog just fucking sit there in that room for
Exactly.
all those
Like,
hours?
what- yeah.
Especially when you stand
Because
with
that
dog.
does tell a story. Listen,
The
it tells
smell.
a story that in fact that dog in that house could have been cleaned up.
Yeah.
And
Well, they only found one footprint.
a latent print
Allegedly.
that may or may not have anything to do with the crime.
Yeah, but just the fact that you only found one footprint leads me to believe that they cleaned the fuck out of the house. Shit. And
See,
forgot to get that footprint.
I can say this
But
about
what is the
everybody
other
that wants
footprint?
to add their own narrative to this. Look, it's reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
That's
Never
what has to
okay.
be shown. And the idea that a dog sat 10 feet away in a room while its beloved owner was being knifed to death and did nothing about it
Doesn't make
is reasonable doubt. That who's going to accept that explanation?
Nobody. You just need a couple dog owners on the jury, and you're
And that would be most people in America, right?
yeah, 100%.
And is it a coincidence the dog started barking incessantly at 4:17 and continued on for approximately a half hour?
Because that's when
Is that
No.
is that
And it
is that
coincided with
coincidence?
the messages.
Was he chasing butterflies? Was he hungry? Did he have to go pee? And is that the behavior that a normal dog would exhibit? Or was he
No.
responding to activity in the house?
Yeah.
No. That type of dog, if they had to pee, like, not, never mind. This is really judgy, but they're hard to train. He would have just peed in the house if he had to pee.
Yeah.
Right, but his activity of going berserk at 4:17 is not a coincidence.
No.
No,
As well as
it-
coinciding with the phone call.
not when it ties in with the thud, the whimper, and the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That there's too much connective tissue there for that to be all unrelated. Right? You hear a bang and you see somebody drop to the ground, you think he was just shot. Why? Because you heard a bang and saw someone drop to the ground.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So you hear all these events on a camera 50 feet away, and the dog begin to go nuts during these events. That's the
Yeah.
indication. I think Murphy's the best witness for when the crime began. I don't know
Yeah.
when people entered the house, but he's the witness of when the actual violence began. And additionally, his continued barking shows that violence did not stop at 4:20 a.m. with a car leaving the scene.
Yeah.
It continued on until he stopped barking.
And
Right?
those walls are so thin. There's no way that
Right.
Bethany and Dylan didn't hear
Oh,
Murphy
dude,
going crazy.
that's the most
No way.
asinine fucking, to believe that they didn't hear anything I mean, that's ridiculous, dude.
I
Fuck.
agree. I
It's the most
absolutely
dumbest
agree.
thing I've ever fucking heard. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Case
I didn't hear fucking my roommate getting murdered. Put it, fighting, go upstairs, downstairs. Come on now, dude.
And so the attack that was placed against Kaylee, you can't even argue that the punch that damaged her face as bad as her father's indicating incapacitated her. If that's the case, then why was she stabbed 54 times?
Well, yeah, not only that, how long would it take you to hit somebody that many times in the face, stab them, stab the person next to her, go downstairs, and then do it again with two other people?
Shit, long time.
Hell yeah. Especially if Ethan was awake, was he just going to take the fucking...
Well, didn't
he's
they
just
say
gonna
that
take it?
it was like a 15-minute span?
I don't know. All I know is if someone came at me with a knife, I'm fighting them for at least 15, 20 minutes, dude. I don't give a shit.
Unless they slash your jugular.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not.
Yeah, but is there evidence that that's what happened?
Yeah, it said that Ethan was
No,
taken out in the
no.
first
I'm just
strike.
saying.
No,
Yes.
it's been
No,
stated.
I agree with you. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
if you get stabbed
Ethan
in the
was
right
taken out
spot,
with what appears to be the first strike.
wow.
You hit
So they
someone in
were
the chest.
precision.
Listen, it's fatal. If you hit somebody in the chest and you puncture their heart, it's fatal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Dude,
Okay.
you can't
They're
bring a
arteries.
knife to a fist fight and win. Sorry.
But that's the whole thing about why would you punch her so many times in the face and then stab her to death? I mean, like,
Maybe she knocked the knife out of his hand. Maybe he was so
who's he? He or they?
Brian or whoever it was. Whoever it was. I personally don't believe. I believe that Brian was involved in some way. I don't know if he wielded a weapon. I absolutely believe that he was not alive. I believe that he had help or somebody else knew of what he was going on. I do not think Brian acted alone.
Based on, and I bet you conclude that because of the transfer DNA and only the transfer DNA.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say me, Sarge?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's my summation of why you're saying that.
Yeah, where's the evidence to lead you to believe that? That's my question.
Transfer DNA.
Sarge, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me? No, because I don't think that he could have gotten in and out that quickly by himself without any trace of anything. Like, I feel like it was pre-planned and there was more than one person involved. I don't know. I'm not saying that I have evidence to back this up. I'm saying that's my gut feeling. I think
I
he
just
was
don't know how you
involved.
can conclude that Brian Kohberger was part of the
Yeah,
people
like,
that
how
were
do
in
you
that
get
home.
Kohberger in the mix? If there's multiple people, then that just throws off their entire fucking.
Well, I'm one, and you guys may come for me on this, and I guess I have to suck it up, but I'm one that doesn't think that Brett Kopacek could not have been involved.
Well,
I
where's
don't
his
think that, I
DNA?
don't think that he could be excluded.
I
You don't think
agree,
what,
but
Sarge?
where's the DNA?
I don't think that he could be. We don't know. There were 6 samples
No,
of
I
DNA that were
100%
untested.
agree. But it's like, dude, like, did they investigate anything?
I need all that on it.
They've also said in open court that one of the potential suspects in this case cannot be held to account.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that is true.
And that would apply if the man's dead.
Yeah. They alluded to a co-defendant.
They absolutely alluded to a co-defendant, and
Yeah.
I personally don't think that. Is that me? Do I have bad feedback? I think it
Holy
might be
shit.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna drop. I'll come back.
All right. That's not true, Lewis. You don't exclude DNA evidence because somebody's been to the house many times.
No.
No.
Now let me finish, Scott.
Yeah.
The
Okay. Go
DNA
ahead.
evidence that they collected was related to the crime itself. So it was on the knife sheath. It was on a glove. It was on a railing heading downstairs. It was under Maddie's fingernail. So when you're talking about samples of DNA that are related to the crime itself, or arguably must be related, or I mean, how can you deny that they aren't? You have to assume the relationship. That they didn't swab the basement. They didn't swab the coffee pot. They swabbed from the center of the crime and moved their way out through an examination. So the idea that you find other DNA and you can exclude them because someone's been there 100 times isn't really true.
No. Either way, you got to test it regardless. I mean, if they're claiming they haven't tested the blood, I mean, shit.
Right. They got blood in 3 locations for sure. How about the inside of the glove that nobody even, and should be asking that question? I want the glove. I want to swab the interior of that glove.
Yeah, she should demand
transfer DNA from a button snap, and you're not going to use transfer DNA inside a glove of which whoever's identified as the wearer is unarguable because it's in a glove.
Yeah.
A movable object moved by personally by the person that wore it. Okay. Right. I mean, you can't argue with that. And yet, who swabbed the interior of that glove, or who's even demanding it? Yeah, there had to be some damage to the attackers. I think I'll say this for you, Great Pearl. It's possible that Brian dropped people off to that house, and when he heard all that bullshit, he screwed away. And that's so
yes.
I'm not saying that there is no way that Brian could be involved in the crime at all. I don't buy that. So I just wanted to challenge you a little bit and see if it was the DNA that's making you come to that idea.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but no, it wasn't. It's just a gut. Like I don't know, Sarge. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gut feeling girl, and that's basically it. I don't think I think he might have been aware, but I don't think he did it or wielded the knife, or if he did, he
Lewis,
wasn't alone.
It's a statement by an idiot, Lewis. You're right. You're right. What that makes no sense because it isn't real. It's either ignorance or an intentional lie made to look ignorant.
Yeah. Are you talking about my statement?
No, I'm
Do
talking
I need to
about
kick
Lewis.
somebody's ass?
Lewis.
Okay, good.
No,
Thanks.
attention.
Sorry about your bad luck, Lewis.
Get out of the rowboat and get in the power boat that we're riding in.
I'm sorry, Sarge. I'm so distracted. Sorry, it's Saturday night, man. Give me a break. All right, I'm muting.
Hey there, Gretchen. Look at that. Now we got the brunette. Had the blonde, the redhead, and now the brunette. We're rolling.
Wait.
What?
What
Covering
color's
your
my
face
hair?
with a phone.
You can clearly see that I'm a brunette. So, just saying.
For all we know, with the phone covering your face, who knows?
It's because I don't have any teeth. Don't tell anybody. I'm
You're not
kidding,
yeah,
because that's a big thing in the drama community right now. Is like people with fake teeth. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm muting.
Intentional.
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah,
the
no
Curious
teeth.
Rose. I agree with Curious Rose. There's the blonde. There's the brunette. There. Ah, we got robbed. Paula Coco has deleted her red hair. I might have to ban her, folks. We'll have to vote. What a crazy world we live in.
I think if you're gonna just say, hey, Kohberger was involved, you might as well say everybody in that fucking town is a potential person that could have been involved. I mean, shit.
The redhead was Paula Coco. She took away her image. Curious Rose.
Well,
Whatever.
I don't know if it's the same Paula, but
Terrible.
if it's the Paula that I used to chat with, I love her.
It
Come
is.
back
It's
up,
Paula
Paula.
Cuckoo.
Come
It's
on,
the
Paula.
Cuckoo redhead. Yeah. Do you remember the name Cuckoo?
No, but I
Yeah,
remember
I just-
Paula.
I've known some cuckoo.
I just
fucking
find it
right.
really interesting how people are able to be comfortable with making decisions where there's no proof. I mean, those are the
Nothing.
kinds of people that are just a danger to a society that wants to have justice, a justice
Exactly.
system that works for honesty and truth, not convictions.
Yeah. And what kind
Right.
of precedent does it set if you indict a man and you convict a man with no fucking actual evidence? That puts us all in danger. Shit.
It's
Listen,
broken.
a painting
It's
of
broken.
trees is nothing we can't go outside and see there, Paula. Okay. The only thing Brian is guilty of is pulling into a crosswalk at a red light.
Yeah. And being courteous to the cop.
And like I said, it's not impossible that he has his hand in
No.
this.
No, it's not
It's just-
impossible, but I mean, hell, it's possible.
Give me
that
some more than
anyone
reasonable
could do it.
doubt. What say you there, Donald DeNice?
Do we know where Papa Cope? Not Cope.
All of it's reasonable doubt right
Brent
now.
No, not Copacket. No, I'm not. Brian Coburger.
Sorry,
Do we
my
know where
bad.
Papa Coburger was Parents Weekend? Question mark.
What?
Michael Kohberger? I do not know. Do you know, Sarge?
What? Who was?
Michael Kohberger, the dad.
Yeah.
Yes, Parents Weekend, which is when the murders occurred.
He
Do we
didn't
know-
come up
does
until
anybody
He
know-
later.
went to a different college. He went to WSU.
True, but I believe it was also their Parents Weekend because I
I
think
think it
that
was
But
the weekend before.
Xana's dad was like bouncing back and forth between the
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
or it
no,
might
you're
have just
right, but I
been
think it was the weekend
WSU's
before.
Parents Weekend.
His dad didn't show up until after for when break came
Well, that's
around,
what-
and then they went on a
month
small
That's-
trip.
like a month after.
That's what we've been told. My question is, do we know where he was the weekend of November
It is
13th?
interesting.
No,
Considering they tested his DNA out of the trash can for whatever reason in Pennsylvania.
his hand in it. Good one, Sarge. I don't know what you mean, 12. I said something I can't remember half of what I say until later. So it's one of my superpowers. At least that's what I did find a way to actually calm a woman down very easily and very quickly. You want to know the secret there, Great Bro?
Always, yes, please.
Well,
Spill
you
it.
say the most nonsensical thing that you could
I
possibly
do?
conceive. No, the man
Oh,
said. That's what
no,
I did. I
okay,
say the
sorry,
most
sorry.
nonsensical, unrelated thing that I can reply to whatever it is that's irritating him, and it really throws him for a loop.
Well, then I guess should feel special because you usually reply pretty sensical to me.
Well, yeah, but we're thousands of miles apart too.
That's true.
He couldn't afford to have his parents fly to Washington for 2 days. His dad was probably in Alberta. Yeah, we don't know, and I think that's a fair question. Where was his father? All the limited data we have puts him in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And that's that's where we are with that, right?
Another thing is, why didn't they fucking question the guy. Just
Oh, gotta ask
They
Smiles.
may have.
Question who? The father?
no, Kohberger. It's like if he's a suspect, ask
Oh
him.
yeah.
Take him to the police station and question him.
I agree.
I mean, fuck. You're gonna let him drive fucking all the way across the country?
And what about the tire marks you measured that there's video proving were there for a month before Kohberger was ever part of your fucking lie?
Yeah, fuck. Yeah,
No, I wish some people that were guilters would come in here and explain
yeah,
their
me too.
argument as to how they see Kohberger as the one and only. What piece
Yeah.
of
Paging
information
harsh
she is that
reality.
from?
Harsh reality. Paging harsh reality. Sorry.
You know,
How about drunk turkey?
You said you wanted
I'd
a
like
guilter,
drunk turkey
and
to
that's harsh.
explain his position.
No, I don't even want to talk to that fucking fat
I'm
piece.
just saying it's so fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
anybody that's not, I guess anybody. I guess if they're a streamer, okay, yeah, they can come in. But I don't even know that guy. If he was on fire, I'd light more matches and throw them at him.
Yeah. Well,
He's all about the clicks.
I think he's a paid propagandist for the Gonzalez
agree.
family.
I agree with that. I used to like it. Like in the very beginning, I liked him. I appreciated his short,
Harsh
like,
isn't a
quick
guilter, just so you know.
synopsises. But yeah, over time, no, I don't trust him.
Harsh is not a guilter there, right, bro?
Yeah. Harsh is not a guilter.
He's not?
No.
Oh shit! See,
There
I
you
told
go.
you I haven't been paying attention. I didn't lie. Clearly, I need to do some research.
Yeah, he's As far as I know, no, he's not a guilter. How many people out there are
They
just
tried
straight
swatting
putting out-
Kohberger.
Go ahead.
They tried swatting Kohberger like they did Kopaka.
Yeah.
And that never really gets discussed, but that's what they did. They swatted that fucking kid. And the only difference is they didn't shoot and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The idea he was in gloves with a knife. If that were true, they'd have put a bullet through his head.
No shit.
Right?
Yeah, where's the video of all this shit? Him fucking sifting through trash with gloves on and all this shit. You're telling me they're not recording that? Come on now.
Well, apparently Pennsylvania doesn't have body cams.
Yes, we do. I live in Pennsylvania. Yes, we fucking do. Yeah, we do.
They got ass cams.
I live here.
They're looking for the dark hole in the universe.
I'm on the other side. It's a big state. I'm on the east side. He's on the west. But yeah, Pennsylvania has body cams.
Yeah.
See? Well,
where are they? Someone's got a FOIA, the fucking body. How about this woman that's claiming to be Molly McDaniels? Has anybody looked at the jail roster for Latah County? Is that actually her? Does anybody know?
Say that again.
I don't.
So a lot of people are claiming there's a woman in Latah County Jail that's this Molly McMichaels lady that was in the these videos or body cam footage. Is that actually her?
Well, we don't know that's been out for a long time, but it's just all of a sudden made the rounds.
Yeah.
She's a DoorDash driver. Was she the DoorDash driver that night? She says she was. This idea that she saw Brian Kohberger isn't clear on, and this is the problem. This is why people think they can solve these
who
crimes.
said she
They all
parked
have,
next to him.
yeah, and that she
Where's
said she
the
saw
video of
Brian
that?
Kohberger, but I'm not sure that that's what she's saying. And why is it, folks, that crucial pieces of information at that exact second, the mumbling, bumbling bullshit starts? Why, if she could say I was the DoorDash, the murder case, and I was the DoorDash driver, and I parked next to whatever the fuck she says next. Why isn't it as clear as the rest of the words? and then what happens? You get all these fucking internet twiddle D and twiddle D running around deciding what she's saying and editing and auditing and blowing up and fucking. Before you know it, you got 8,000 different variations of the same video, and nobody knows which one's the real one or not anymore.
Yeah.
It's like they're still stalking the Linda Lane footage. Look, at here's the other thing too, and I want to say this to all of the people that watch all of these other streamers solving this fucking case. Fact, undisputable fact. Everything you see in the Banfield, everything you see at the Grub Truck, and everything you see on Linda Lane is a typical Saturday fucking night in any college town. The idea that you can extrapolate that data to turn it into it's part of the murder is fucking. Any other day you would say that, oh, those people must be part of a murder.
Yeah.
Every one of these theories that people pop off with are examples of what happened. Kids, why they walk into Banfield so close? Well, because that's where the fuck people had to walk to get where they were going on any weekend at all, ever. Still happening. People are still walking down that fucking path.
Saturday night. I went to WVU circa 1996, and we were way more outrageous than those people on that body cam. Like, come on, it's college.
There's so many
That woman's adding to her narrative to hope that she can avoid jail. At the very least, that's the extrapolation you're going to get, because that woman's involvement, she is not a witness, a direct witness to this crime. She's always been a timeline witness, right?
Yeah, she's an informant.
Yeah. Well, whether she's an informant or not, I don't think she's telling the truth.
I
think people are extrapolating everything. They hear a noise on Linda Lane, and that's automatically part of the murder.
And how does anybody know that fucking Linda Lane footage is even legit anyway?
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, and it's just silly to me that everything that people have observed. I see Saeed on his phone. Look what I see on the phone. There's a tarp. There's this. Bro, shut up with that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you're seeing on his phone, because you've blown it up to the point where I can see fucking Coca-Cola Magic fucking dragon that live by the sea. Okay?
Yeah, the people making those videos are on meth as well. Fuck.
It's absolutely insane.
I mean, shit. They're seeing things.
And they are, but I'm telling you, if you go review any of those videos on any given night, you're going to see a lot of what you've already saw.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no crime that night.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But this particular night, because we know there was a murder, everything we see is somehow connected to this crime.
Exactly.
It's fucking insane, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's bizarre.
We know for a fact that of all the video footage that they've gotten, not a single piece of video footage places anybody in entering that home.
Yeah. That's the bottom line.
Brian. Anybody. Is there video footage of when Zana got home? Is there video footage of when Bethany walked in the front door or the back door? How about Dylan and Bethany? Where's the video footage of them walking into the house?
Exactly. Where's the footage of all of this?
Before the crime. Where's any normal footage that would give us that kind of identity of time and man, oh man.
It's likely sealed or it's not there.
It's been deleted. It's been
the reflection series of Banfield. Yeah. I like the reflection series of the Linda Lane parking lot. They could have other camera footage that we have not seen.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but if that was the case,
no, not according to Brett Payne.
Yeah,
Paula, Brett Payne was asked that on the stand. If they have any footage that would identify Brian Kohberger and his car specifically, and he said, no, not that I know of. And he even corrected her. She said, in the 51 terabytes of data you collected, he goes, no, it's 64. and he's saying that they've got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, the judge should have said, all right, I'm fuck this, I'm going home.
I agree. Your lead detective is basically telling you we ain't got shit. Yet they're going through with the fucking, it's a fucking crazy.
This case is like no other case in U.S. history.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't think.
I think that's why people think it's a fucking psyop, because it makes no fucking sense.
Right.
Fuck.
I don't think it's a psyop. I just think it's.
No, I'm just saying,
many law enforcement agencies. But it's typical how they're operating this crime, how they've assembled their information to the exclusion of all else, and they did with Karen Reed, like they would Delphi guy, like they're doing with Kohberger.
Yeah.
No fact that actually tells it could even hint to a different story. Let's just say that the grub truck, there's something there that could lead them to solving the case. Well, they've ignored it. The Banfield video, maybe those kids were part of the murders, but they've ignored it.
Yeah.
Right? I saw Tommy Jude. Maybe he saw a reflection off the moon that nobody else would have seen except for the cops, and they ignored that too. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge.
Yeah.
Sarge.
Yeah.
Thanks for I'm at like 7%, so I got to drop.
That's all right. We boot people before we drop them. Wow. I was in Dago's stream. He was in here and I pounded him out. And then I was in his stream the last 2 times. He tried to get me, but I got him first. It's just too fucking funny. There is no direct evidence against Brian Kohberger, period. And the closest thing they have to any evidence is supposedly transfer DNA from which a crime collected from a crime scene that had more idiots and fucking windbreakers running around that house than any crime scene you've ever seen before.
And they've never confirmed it. Have they confirmed it's a K-bar knife at all?
No, it's just their statements. There's no evidence to
They
support it.
found the sheath. That's
That's
it.
what's wild too. That's what's wild
Allegedly.
Right. No, because they found the sheath in the bed. They determined that means that's what killed everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, could it be part of the crime? Certainly.
Yeah, but
But
could
in what way it was part of the
not
crime?
be?
Right. And in what way was it part of that crime? It didn't do the stabbing.
too. Could be to throw them off too.
He beat Kaylee with it half to death in the face.
With a knife sheath. Yeah, it's like slapping somebody with a belt.
Exactly. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, there you go. We're never going to get an answer to that, Gretchen.
No.
So, what? Gretchen wears a size 10 woman's shoe? Built-in water skis, Gretchen. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. It went from all we need is possibilities to we have our man. Again, and that happens to the exclusion of all else. These people focus on one thing, and that's it. Look at the bullshit that he did with Karen Reed. It's just insane.
It's scary. Fuck.
It's just insane.
To me, it's scary, man.
Gretchen was the latent footprint, according to Twiz. What man wears a Vans? I don't know. The dudes wear Vans? I don't know.
What size was the Vans shoe print?
I don't know.
Nobody knows shit.
No, I mean, we don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
the mentioning of it, everything is suggestive with no evidence.
Yeah.
He bought a knife on Amazon 8 months before the murder. Ooh.
And I bought a gun. So what? Fuck.
Someone's saying size 9. Someone's saying size 10. I don't know how Karen could be guilty in reality. I can't imagine getting hit by a 6,000-pound vehicle going 24 miles an hour and there not be a bruise on your body.
Yeah, then
That's the most incredible statement. Who has the balls to make that? It's like me saying, I beat you to death with a baseball bat and left no marks on you. How does that work?
Yeah.
Right?
He took all the damage to the face and back of the head and his inner arm. Fuck.
I think redheads are awesome, but don't start thinking like a vegetable, Carrot Top. We lost their who was it we lost? Donald Dogood. No, I forget his name. Dilbert. I forget his name. Donald something. They like the fish sticks. Yeah, I'm just, lady got hit a couple of weeks ago, and you should see the bruises on her leg. I know. How do you get hit by a 6,000-pound SUV and only get scratches on your arm?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's all the injuries she inflicted, where did the other injuries come from around this battered face and head?
Yeah, that's broken nose, 2 black eyes.
That's what it is.
And your head's fucking split open in the back. Yeah, you got hit by a 6,000-pound Lexus at 20-something miles per hour. Fuck.
You run a bicycle into a tree at 24 miles an hour, and you're likely disabled, crippled, or
Oh,
dead.
you're done.
Okay, and I don't care what you hit anything at 24 miles an hour, and even the vehicle is going to suffer an injury, a
Yeah,
serious
how did
injury,
you
especially to the sheet metal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. If you smash a tail like that intently, okay, and it was through it. I don't know. You just can't tell me that somebody was hit by that truck and didn't get a bruise on their leg, their arm, their shoulder, their thigh, their ribs, that makes no sense whatsoever. It's never mind the tail light on the car was not broke when the car was towed from her home. Never mind that piece of fucking information. It's like, oh.
I think if you got hit at 24 miles per hour, that motherfucker would have got ejected into the house.
Well, they claim that she had an outstretched arm. Okay, so where are the bruises and the broken bones? Where are the dislocations?
Yeah.
It's just look at even if she did hit the guy, his death was the result, and all those injuries were occurred, yet not a single bruise to the impact area. I don't know. I can't buy that at all.
Yeah, maybe she did. Maybe she did barely hit him. He got up, dusted himself off, got in a big old fucking fight with Brian Higgins. They stashed the body in the basement, and then fucking placed it there later. I mean, it's fucking who knows?
How's long to die? Yeah.
Yeah, who's long?
Who's long to die in snow? That woman. Yeah, it's just I'm a 7. They're trying to frame me. I don't know. You might be more than a 7. It's hard to tell because the image is small. But you know, it is what it is, right? Could be an 8 or a 9. It could be a 10. Could be a 5. It's hard to tell.
She looks like a 10.
But you do look good in that photo. You do look good. I think a 7 is modest.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it was 24 miles an hour that I understood. Maybe it was 20.
Yeah. 24 miles per hour. You get hit by a Lexus SUV. You'd get fucking thrown like pretty damn far, and your bones would be broken. Your body would be mangled.
Look at Brian stomping around in a size 14. I don't think look at when things don't make sense, people tend to sometimes want to just go, not being able to search a vehicle incident on arrest. About the comment about I don't know what you're making a correction to there. But anyway, look, and I know we do put our faith and trust in the boys in blue, but when a statement that's as incredulous as that, he got his arm, an outstretched arm got hit. The movement of that arm across his chest, which would happen instantly, would have left bruising across his chest. That arm isn't just going to get hit and fall straight down. It's going to move with the momentum of the vehicle. And if you got an outstretched right arm and I back into it at 24 fucking miles an hour, I don't give a fuck what I hit you with. If I was riding a bicycle and hit you at that speed, your arm would fly across your chest and leave a bruise, either on the inside of the arm or across the chest. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. And the same thing in the Kohberger case. He's got a white car, therefore he's guilty. Come on, man. You got to come with something better than that. You know, because you determined suspect vehicle 1. Unimaginable that so many people in this country will just go with a narrative. And honestly, just so you know, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, the people doing that are the same people that wanted to convince you a boy is a girl and a girl's a boy. These people argue against common sense. They don't give a fuck about being right or wrong. They just want to contradict what common sense tells you, because you can see with your own and hear with your own and make a conclusion of your own. And because that's possible, they'll come up and they'll go with any fucking narrative that's off the fucking wall. What do you mean? You're a man born in a woman's. How about the one guy, a man born in a woman's body that's a lesbian? Listen, I told you guys I was the vice president of a recovery house, and there was a dude there. This is the best story of all. You guys want to hear something fucking funny? You guys want to hear something funny? I may have told this a long time ago. This goes back quite a few years before all of this nonsense of transgenderism was being jammed down our throats. But there literally was a guy that came to this place that rented space to 12-step groups. And he would put on a dress and lipstick. And this dude was ugly no matter what. There was no fixing it. But he would put on a bra, and he would do all high heels, and he'd come to these meetings. He'd go to the women's meeting. And his argument was that he was a man trapped in a woman's body, and he was a lesbian. I don't know. I don't know how all that works, but I guess in the end, it was that he was attracted to women, right? And then here's the best part about this guy. So, did somebody just jump up and I missed you and didn't pop you back up in here? This person is walking towards the facility, and it's on a main drag in the city. And this person's walking down the street. Unbeknownst to us, this person filled their bra with fucking bird seed and one of those sunflower seed and bird seed. And this shit is leaking out of their bra down to the sidewalk as they're walking towards us. And out of fucking nowhere, because we live close to a lake, seagulls start diving down and other birds to get the fucking bird fucking food that's falling out of this guy's bra. He freaks out and he starts to run. And now as he's running, the bird seed's bouncing out all over the fucking place. And more birds are collecting behind this guy. And he's screaming, help me, help me, help me. And we're all out there watching. And we don't even know yet why all these birds are descending upon this person, because we literally don't know that his bra is stuffed with bird seed and fucking sunflower seeds until finally the person gets close enough to us for us to see what the hell's going on and then get this person in the building. And it was so funny that I don't know how we didn't laugh until the birds killed him, because it was the most crazy thing you'd ever see in your life. I don't know what this. Listen, I don't know what was going on. This is a person that was a man trapped in a woman's body who himself is a lesbian, or she's a lesbian. I don't fucking know. Nobody knew. But it was the most epic thing you'd ever see in your life. Birds descending on an individual, and you're thinking, what did this person do to all these fucking birds? Lo and behold, unbeknownst to us, this stupid fuck was feeding the birds as he walked. Anyway, folks, that shit was awesome. Can you imagine? Yeah, so what the hell do I know? I'm going to hit live. Let me do a refresh here on YouTube. Let me see. 6080 you. 6080 you said you liked the stream. I appreciate that. Bear with me 1 minute. He's kind of a dickhead. I don't know who she's talking about, but bring it. You're welcome to come on up. And there's a link at the top, folks. I'll stay in here just a little while longer. It's 12 midnight on the East Coast. This is your host, Sergeant Friday, with Your Ass Hurts News Network. So come on up, talk. If you leave because your ass hurts, well, it's not my fault. It's probably something you said. So, yeah. To the exclusion of all else, we shall evaluate data, twist it, pull it, stretch it, and, make it fit, even if it don't fit. Most of our law enforcement and prosecutors have this knack for fucking putting square pegs in round holes. That's their specialty. Not the truth. Not justice for all. But square peg, round hole, I win, you lose. Next. Give him a plea bargain. Says he didn't do it. Well, he can get 6 months probation, save all the time with a court and a lawyer. Or he could face 2 years and have to pay all them fees. That's how plea bargains work. The system is fucking broken. And the Karen Reed case, the Delphi case, this case, and others are a glaring fucking a look into the soul of a broken justice system. Okay? Cracker Claus Thompson isn't just stupid because he looks stupid. He is stupid. He's an evil little man. He's an evil little man that's been being picked on his whole life for looking like Santa Claus because he's a little too fat and he's got a little too much fucking facial hair. Okay? And he's been picked on. And so he's got to be a big man and get convictions under his belt to satisfy his fucking insecurities about his Santa Claus looking fucking face and body. I don't even know if he's married. He probably is. I can only imagine what his wife looks like. My father-in-law, whose dog would bark all night because the neighbor was working. Yeah, see? Yep. If I had a neighbor, the dog was doing that, I wouldn't tolerate that. I wouldn't tolerate that at all. I'd make that come to an end. A dog that barks all night because the owner wasn't home. I'd have a talk with the dog owner, okay? And I'd say, look, I'll monitor security cameras or something or motion sensors in your yard if you're worried about theft. But I'd be happy for you to set something up at my house that can notify me if people enter your yard, and I would check on it. And in exchange for that, you need to put a shock collar on that motherfucker. That dog goes to bark at night, it gets a shock. Or you're going to have to get rid of the dog because if we don't come to some understanding to shut that fucking dog up, then we're going to end up in court. Okay? Or I would go to the extent of recording the dog barking all night and then pointing a speaker at that person's house when they come home from working all night and play that fucking dog barking right back at their house. Believe me, we would come to an understanding. I wouldn't want any harm to come to the dog directly, but, you got to do what you got to do. I am the only person without a swimming pool. Wait a minute. Listen, I'm very confident in sharing a piece of secret information with you, Gretchen. I not only know where a swimming pool is, but all the food you can eat and all the laughter you can tolerate and it's free. Just so you know, if you need the inside information on that spectacular deal, you let me know. How do they have time for the dog? Right. Yeah. Why even be a dog owner? Why do it? Yeah, no. My neighbor's dog's barking. I just ignore it. But it probably wouldn't bother me as much because I am home most of the day. I work from home. So, Curious Rose is on her way. You're welcome to come too. Where'd our Gretchen go? Blonde, brunette, where's the redhead? Bring it, redhead. Change their image to trees. That's just, that isn't even nice. What did we do to you to get trees? I mean, it's just terrible. Yeah, it's like leaving a child alone. Why would you do that with your dog? I agree. And if a dog is that messed up, then, you know, the dog needs to be trained. A bark collar is not a hurt, does not hurt the dog. And that to me would be the simplest way to train the dog. You know, you can even train the barking out of a dog by giving it treats and rewards. There's no reason why a dog cannot be trained not to bark, unless a knock comes to the door, right? I mean, there's no way you cannot train a dog to do that. You don't have to be mean to the dog. You don't even need a shock collar. You could use just reward to train the dog not to bark, right? It's not that fucking hard to understand. Yeah, I mean, you know. You tell the dog don't bark, it doesn't bark, you give it a treat. It starts to bark, you put it back in this little fucking dog. And I hated those crates. This is the one thing that's always annoyed me with those crates is dog owners think they're doing the dog a favor by sticking it in a crate all day. And I think, let me lock your ass in a closet all day. Let me see how you think that feels. I don't think dog crates are humane at all. And it's funny, these people that are so pro-animal think the crate's the best thing in the world. And I think, damn, that's just fucked up. Obviously, none of you have been in jail. Obviously, none of you have been able to look through bars and see freedom just outside your reach. Obviously, none of you have experienced that. And so for dog owners that put their dogs in crates, I say, shame on you. That's no way to treat a dog. If you're transporting the dog, I have no complaint. But to put your dog in a crate while you leave the home, no, I'm sorry. I have a problem with that. Solve makes life worth living. Swimming, free food, where? Well, I'm at this moment, I'm holding that exclusive information to just a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. That right now I'm confined to those three for at least this stream, and I may open that offer up, you know, to more variations of the female species. Yeah, I'm anti-crate when it comes to pets, unless it's for transportation purposes. But you know, that's just my opinion. You know, there's an argument. So I want to listen to the argument in support of the crate. To be very honest with you, I have no interest in the argument in support. But you know, it's like argument in support of the Banfield boys did it. The fucking grub truck guys did it. The Little Lane guy, I don't even want to hear it. Take it, go up your ass with it. I'm sure when you do that, you're gonna find shit all over your hand because there's nothing there for you to wipe your ass with. So move on. Smell your own hand. Let's see here. Hide the current comment. What? Lisa Hawkins. Uh-oh. What in the hell? Is it time to Trump Iran? Yeah, we could do Trump and Iran. What up, Trump? What up, Iran? 6 bunker buster bombs. Slapping the living shit out of a laboratory buried almost a half a mile deep. And the good old USA, it was once thought that only a nuclear type weapon could penetrate to levels that deep. But the think was wrong. And we have conventional weapons that can penetrate. Of course, it'll take multiple hits. But we have penetrator missiles that will eventually, after enough of them are dropped on target, penetrate to that depth and destroy whatever's down below. It's not just for Israel. It really just isn't because of Israel for people that think this is just about Israel. The Houthis were targeting oil tankers and private vessels that were passing their country. They were literally going out as pirates with guns mounted on fucking recreational boats, launching missiles, all supplied by Iran to disrupt global shipping lanes. So let's not forget, Iran is a massive sponsor of terror in many regions of the globe. Now, I think what Trump is doing is absolutely what needs to be done. I think that the real conflict, the real argument, and I can't be more clear about this. The biggest target for Iran is Israel, not you and me. And Trump did the right thing. You got to beef with these fucking people. I'm trying to negotiate with them. We'll give them 60 days to negotiate. If the negotiations are not productive, then do what you got to do. No, China and Russia ain't going to have a say. Russia already has no say. And China, all the air defense around Iran was Chinese built. And it didn't stop a fucking single airplane. It didn't stop a single bomb. No. China ain't got nothing to say. They can go suck their own little penises. They got nothing. And Russia, they're too fucked up with Ukraine to have anything to do with Iran. And in addition, to placate Russia, President Trump removed all sanctions from Syria, giving Syria the chance to join the international community once again. No, you're wrong. You're wrong about that, Tonelli. It's not anything to do with their intention to nuke anybody. All the Hezbollah, all the Hamas wars that are attacking Israel, all this nonsense with Palestinians, all of that comes from Iran. All of the weapons, all of the bombs, all the bullets, all of the anxiety. Same thing with the Houthis, who are shooting missiles at Israel, shooting missiles at Saudi Arabia, are shooting missiles at ships, international shipping lanes. No. Iran is a fucking nightmare of a country. And not the people. Let me just say, not the people. The everyday citizen is probably as fair-minded as anyone else. But they're ruled by a religious monarchy, a brutalized dictatorship. Women can't leave their home without another man or a burqa or both. Women can't have a voice over there. I'm sorry. That country is hellacious. If you're gay, you're murdered. So there's many reasons the regime in that country needs to go. And you'll notice that none of the targets that are being targeted are civilian areas. This includes Israel and American attacks on Iran. It's all about taking their military out. Their capacity to produce weapons, their capacity to fire the weapons. Okay? And that's been going on for so many fucking years. Right? Since the 80s. Remember that song? Bomb, 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 Iran. Come on, folks. This is not a new problem. This is a decades and decades old issue with that country. No, that's the absolute. See, you don't know enough about world politics to even make a statement like that, Tonelli. It isn't little Israel taking on the Middle East. All of the nations around it are at peace with Israel. That includes Saudi Arabia. That includes Syria. That includes Lebanon. That includes Egypt. That includes Jordan. That includes Qatar. I mean, you really have little or no information as to what's real when you make statements like that. It's so telling. So telling. It's just fucked up. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of people in our country that don't really understand. It is not Israel taking on the Middle East. The Middle East is allowing Israel to use their airspace. The Middle East is allowing Israel to launch attacks from their territory. The Middle East does not want fucking Iran doing what fucking Iran's been doing. They absolutely don't want any of that. You think Saudi Arabia wants missiles produced by the Iranians and launched into their country from the Houthis? No. Yeah, you're right, Lisa. And it's about time somebody dropped the hammer on these people. You know, Israel is part of the swamp, but nonetheless, it's not just Israel here that's the problem. Okay, that problem in Israel, when you get rid of Iran and their support of these terrorist organizations, you eradicate most of the problems in the Middle East. And that's that. That's the end of it. You know, I don't support us going to war, but I don't deny the reality that other countries have the right to defend themselves. And sorry. Look what the Palestinians did by kidnapping and killing all those Israelis. And then you go, it's Israel's fault? Not necessarily. It's not Israel's fault. Israel is full of Arabs, it's full of Jews, it's full of Palestinians, it's full of fucking Jordanians, Egyptians, it's all different fucking people live in Jerusalem or in Israel. And in fact, their government isn't made up of pure Israelis. It's made up of all people from all different nationalities and backgrounds in that area. Israel's got its fucking problems, but just realize Israel is probably and they're less of a threat to the general world than Iran by like a millionfold. And Israel, they decided they wanted to attack Iran after all of these years of being held back, and they're very good. Let them have at it. The Ayatollah. Gretchen, I agree with you. Look at that. See? Let me quote that. I wouldn't be dyeing your hair any different than what's in that picture, just so you know. That looks very, very, you look very nice. You're a very pretty girl. No question about it. So don't let Twiz get on you about the hair. Remember that song we had, that Mickey Mouse flipping the bird bumper sticker that's the trash can? Yeah. Stop helping other countries. We need to help our own people. Well, in fact, we are helping our own people. We are stopping all the other countries dipping into our pockets. And so all that is underway. None of that has changed under this particular administration. And part of helping us is why is our Navy got to patrol all these sea lanes that shouldn't really need to be patrolled, because some jerk off shouldn't be launching missiles into sea lanes. Our Navy should have a much less relaxed presence. Gretchen, are you part of this crime? She looks like a man killer when it comes to breaking hearts, but I don't know. Twist suggesting that she's in there killing people. Oh boy. I don't know. A heartbreaker, yes, but a killer? I don't think so. I can agree with that statement there, Twiz. I hope you don't got a thing for Brian Kohberger. Don't take that backwards, honey. Trafficking of every kind. Yeah, look, there's other issues in the globe that need to be straightened out. You notice there's very little talk about what we're doing down south of the border with the naval assets that have been moved into the area to do drug interdiction and go after the cartels. Look how many cartels that have been taken out. Oh, she's 18. Well, that's rather young. She looks a little bit older than that in the picture, but it's a small picture. And because she's 18, I don't know how that prevents me from commenting that she's very attractive. Why? Because I'm an older guy? Watch yourself, 12. Watch yourself. Gretchen was at the strip club when she was 16. I don't know anything about that. I don't know why you're saying that. What is it? I think, Twiz, you got to learn how to talk to women, young or old. The USS Liberty, yeah, that goes. You could point at Israel for that. Listen, I'm not saying that Israel's a perfect country. They've done enough of their fair share of bullshit. So have we. So was Russia. So was China. So was Europe. I mean, you know, we're not innocent ourselves. Our government has taken actions against foreign countries they should never have taken, and we can all agree with that. Yeah, that got destroyed by Israel. Yeah, all right. Well, so here, high current comms. So that's scoping out an 18-year-old. Gretchen, how old are you, Gretchen? 9/11. She's 900. A candy girl. Look at this. Woohoo! Bam. Got you. What up, Candy? Bring that. Clad yourself in leather and bring it. Bam, bam, bam. We are potato. So what you're saying there, nothing half-assed? We are potato. I don't know what the hell that means. Hi, Ben Candy Girl. Ain't seen you in a minute. Oh. Yeah, I agree with you. We've been knowing this. Yeah. I don't know, Wiz. You better wipe your chin. Quit that drooling, boy. Grows that shit up, man. Illegal settlements. Case of Rasara. You know what's funny to know? Do you know when the phrase Palestinian became a thing? It was in 1968 with Yasser Arafat. This whole argument of that group of people is a false argument. That territory was been fought over for thousands of years. And Israel was after the slaughter in World War II, was the United Nations agreed to give them that territory. Ain't nobody gotta like it. Of course they have nukes. I'm sure they do. They don't threaten nobody with them. They don't tell anybody they got them. They don't go around saying they'll kill death to fucking Iran and they're gonna fucking nuke them. They don't attack international shipping lanes. They don't pay terrorists to attack other countries. You know, so you're comparing apples and oranges. And it's like join a university and become one of these mindless idiots that want to see Israel wiped off the map. Go become one of them people, man. But just try not to do it in here. Illegal settlements. Fuck, I'd put fucking big giant snowplow blades on the front of my truck and push them Palestinians back into Jordan where the fuck they came from. Jordan don't even want people there. Don't you find that a little weird? That none of the Arab nations want the Palestinians anywhere near their territory or living within their borders? It's like, what the fuck, man? Why not? Yeah, well, I don't know about that there. A lot of people do, but I think they're a minority of people. Palestine and the Palestinians are two different groups of people. The Palestine from the Bible is not, that's a place, right? Palestinian, that started in 1968 with Yasser Arafat. Okay? I mean, if you want to get into who owns what and make that argument for the last couple of thousand years, just go to bed with it. Leave it alone. May the tough man win. That's all you can. That's how every border on the planet has been formed, through conflict, right? Like these jerk offs in California telling you California is part of Mexico. No, sorry, motherfucker. We bulldozed your ass and kicked your ass and drew a fucking line in the sand. That's your country's down there, okay? So, I mean, that's just, whether it's right or wrong, that's the way humanity is defined borders. That's the way humanity is defined borders. No, the state of Israel itself, the nation of Israel is thousands of years old. And the state of Israel goes back to after World War II. So, yeah, in that sense, you're right. Yep. Not Madonna Saddam. No, I think I welcome anyone as long as they're, I agree with that. But if they're looking for a better life and they're looking to improve their situation, don't sneak in. Don't sneak in. Don't get someone pregnant so they can get on our welfare system and then start acting like you don't live in that house so she can collect welfare and you could bring it under the cable cash. There's millions of people doing that, came from other countries that are here doing that. And they're not adding anything to humanity. They're literally taking our money. So if they want to do it right, I'm all for people immigrating here. But do it correctly. Let us know who you are. Let us know what skills you have or don't have or would like to learn. Do it by the book. Do it honestly. I mean, what the hell's wrong with this world? We're doing the right thing is never anything anybody wants to do anymore. And the people that do the right thing, you want to defend and argue on their benefit. It's like, God damn. It's just not right, man. Shannon Hoon, I don't know who that is. I just think that it's time people start standing up for themselves and start standing up for what's right and wrong. And right and wrong isn't really that hard to discern. And whether you like the orange-haired guy or not, or you think he's a king or whatever kind of happy word that's going through your head, he's doing what's right for the people of this country. I mean, you got to go to you go look at some of these countries in the Middle East, or go look at Japan, and look at the conditions of their cities, and look at the conditions in which these people are living. We should not be living in the conditions that we live in. This country should have street paved with gold, literally. And we've let these people, you know, these political leaders in our country, sell us out all over the globe. That's exactly right. Exactly right. They came over. They were ID'd. They were. You know, the idea that they just snuck in through the Canadian border is bullshit. They came over on ships. Right. That's see, we can all agree with that. I don't want harm to come to these people. But what about the 300,000 kids and women that went missing, that were supposedly crossed our border, and now they're unaccounted for? What about them? Don't they matter? You know, I don't know. Like I said, folks, we're 4% of the world's population. 4% of the world's population. And we are by far the center of the fucking universe on this fucking rock that we're floating around on. Well, that's because you're anti-Israel. Israel has as much of a right as anyone else to their own country and territory, especially a country that they've got thousands of years of history in. That can't be argued. So, you know, that to me is, yeah, but the 33% you pay in taxes is being talked about. And Trump, with these tariffs, is going to try to make it so that the tariffs replace income tax on people earning less than $150,000 a year. Even if it's people paying under $100,000 don't pay income tax, because the tariff replaces that. That's a fantastic idea. I mean, he's only been doing it a few months, and we've already collected $88 billion in tariffs. He's not brown-nosing Israel. Exactly. It's whatever. I mean, he gave Iran the chance. Iran knew they had 60 days to come to an agreement. It's got nothing to do with Israel. If Israel wasn't there, that fucking Iran would find another country to fuck with. Why do you think Lebanon is so fucked up? Because of Iran. Israel's all fucked up. Why? Because of Iran. I mean, you know, I don't understand how you don't see that. The argument between the Palestinians and the Israelis would go away if you didn't have Hamas and Hezbollah in control that's supported by Iran. I don't understand how hard that is to understand, how hard that is to see. You honestly think that all of these people that are supposedly Palestinian want to kill every Jew they see? Well, you're wrong. That's not true. It just isn't true. There's a better chance of settling the Israeli-Palestinian conflict without Iran than there ever could be, right? Who cares if their religion is their religion? But this constant strife and murdering and killing and exporting terrorists around the fucking globe is just insane. And I'm going to say that here's the worst part about all of it. Most of this is sponsored by us. So you know, you can argue all you want that Trump is taking one side or another, but absolutely fucking not. He's trying to pull all of our shit back from doing that. All these covert wars. Who do you think started the war in the Ukraine? You think Russia did that? If you do, you're an empty-headed idiot. We started that fucking war over there, not Russia. NATO, the Western European powers, and America started that fucking war. The same thing with the conflict in Israel. It's supported and promoted by the fucking Western European and American powers. The chaos in Iran. This is what Trump, you guys, let me just tell you, if you think the war in Iran is about Iran, then you don't understand the history of what's going on. It's all these European and all these fucking interests in the United States has been supporting that fucking conflict through weapon sales, mainly for weapon sales, mainly for oil, mainly because conflict enriches people, and it's the Western European fucking countries that have fed that conflict. That's who Trump is really attacking. Yeah. Yeah, go away. I'm not going to talk with somebody that is so fucking closed-minded that you need to jam a fucking train up their ass to get them to listen. This war is not about Iran. This war is about the American fucking deep state and the Western European fucking deep state that have kept these conflicts going on around the globe that we pretend to fight off, okay? That are never fought off because the antagonizers are never disarmed, disrupted, or stopped. That's what this is about. This is not about Iran. That's what needs to be stopped. That's why Trump says you got to pay more to be a part of NATO. That's why he says he's not going to join NATO to fucking fight Russia. He's not going to support that. He's not going to send weapons to the fucking Ukraine. You motherfuckers want to fight these wars? Do it with your own fucking wallet. Get your citizens fucking taxation to go to the fucking roof and buy weapons to give to the fucking Ukrainians to throw at the Russians. You do that fucking shit. We ain't doing it no more. We ain't allowing drugs to come across the fucking country from the southern border and act like we're going to arrest you when you cross. Fuck you. We're going to start attacking the drug cartels. And look at all the drug cartel leaders he's rounded up. Listen, and I'm not really a big Trump supporter, but these policies are something that you need to get behind because it's much bigger than just fucking taking down Iran. He goes to Saudi Arabia. He goes to Qatar. He goes to the Middle East. Okay? And he promises them that he'll release Syria from the sanctions and allow them to re-enter the international community and even sell their oils and buy things on the fucking international markets. That gave Israel the green light to make the attack on Iran. And the Iranian attack to take out all their weapons and all their weapon facilities and all their defenses and all their airplanes and pretty soon all their fucking ships is to put a fucking complete end to them even potentially being the recipient of a fucking deep state fucking support of more conflict. Okay? They're going to have to worry about themselves now. And they're not going to be fucking investing in missiles and bombs and fucking ships and planes. The people now should be able to take control of that country, hopefully. And if not, we did the best we can. But you got to shut down the fucking deep state that funds all of these wars. It gets us to fight wars that we funded to start. We created Osama bin Laden. We created that motherfucker. And then they implicated for 9/11. To his extent of involvement, yay or nay, doesn't matter. As a character actor, he was involved at the very least. It's just shameful that people take these and they don't understand the severity of what Trump is actually trying to pound back and try to stop. And it isn't just Iran, and it isn't taking Israel's side. Yeah, Israel's part of the deep state. There's no doubt. I don't doubt that at all. So is the Ukraine. And ironically, so is fucking Iran. It's all connected, folks. And those connections need to be ended. Otherwise, this is going to go on forever. And this is what Trump is doing, I think, is all that he can do with the cards he can play. And I think he's playing his cards close to the chest, but strategically enough that the results should be beneficial to the entire globe. He sold more airplanes for Boeing than Boeing ever made in any single sale in the history of the fucking world. Trump did that. Trump's done that with weapon sales. The other day, he's trying to show the Defense Department that you don't need to sponsor fucking wars, right? Meanwhile, you can arm all of these people for the potential defensive wars and hopefully be smart enough to retool your fucking machines for something other than war, right? I mean, that has to happen over time. But you got to start somewhere, man. And you can't have one country causing conflict in Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia. They're causing fucking problems. Causing problems in Israel. They're causing problems in fucking Egypt. They're causing problems in Yemen. That's all from Iran. Through our Western powers deep state. You needed to fucking end that, man. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening. And I'm pretty proud of Trump for having the balls to do it. And I think over the long haul, look, he's been in office since when? January 20th? And we're June 20th. So he's been there, 6 months? And he's done more in the way of trying to put the world back the straight and narrow than any fucking president has done, even him, in 4 or 8 years. So he's doing the best he can. And I think he's actually covering more ground than anyone else in history and trying to right the scales. And we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. But I think personally, it's not a matter of whether I support Trump or not. It's a matter of, I honestly think there's a method to the madness, and the method is much deeper than the madness appears to allow you to see. And the madness is a way to keep you from seeing exactly what's going on until a result's possible to fucking come forward with. No, they're not going to cease to exist. But their capacity to fire weapons, will get less and less. So if you're saying they're incoming fire, I bet it's not the 200 missile swarm they started out with the first night. I mean, they can't have an infinite supply of missiles. This isn't a video game. And the more Iran fights back and the more Iran strikes cities, I wouldn't be too surprised if the next thing Trump targets is their Navy and he takes out their main warships, their naval base, their naval yards, their ability to fuel their naval ships, service and repair their ships. We don't need ground troops, just so you know, Candy. There's very few conflicts on the globe that we cannot strike and take care of from above. That's why I said earlier in the stream, a 2 million man standing army is the most ridiculous. You just got 2 million dead men walking that you don't even know yet. You got to feed, you got to give them water, you got to give them bullets, you got to give them weapons. Even in the Ukraine, you're seeing even tanks are becoming useless because a drone, a few $100 drone can destroy a tank. It's crazy. It's what comes from above, death from above. And so far, we rule that arena in every way possible. Be it space, be it satellites, be it rockets, be it missiles, be it ships that fire these missiles, submarines, airplanes, anti-missile defense systems, everything you can imagine we have in spades. If there's 1,000, let's just pretend there's 1,000 satellites in orbit, well, 700 of them are the United States. I mean, that's the other reason, too, why you needed to break up the oligarchy that was forming in the United States. And I don't care what anybody thinks. The Democratic Party is the party of hate, the party of evil. I mean, one of their own operatives just killed and wounded other Democrats. They tried to kill this president. They killed Kennedy. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Martin Luther King. This is all Democrats that did that. And they're hiding in plain sight. Acting like they're for the blacks and they're for the poor and they're for the mind. The fucking bullshit they are. If they were true, these cities where our impoverished live would be fucking wealth. They wouldn't have had to bring in 21 million new voters, these lying motherfuckers, right? No, that's but if you're not paying any tax at all, you get to keep all of your money and not wait for a small portion of it to be returned to you. Right? I don't know what your income level is, but just imagine you're paying 20% of your income minimum. So if you make $500 a week, you're giving away $100 a week or $5,200 a year, and you're not going to get all that back in your return. You get to keep that $5,200. So if you earn $500, you keep $500. If you earn $1,000, keep $1,000. If you earn $2,000, you get to keep $2,000. So no, the majority of money does not go to the military. 1/5 of the budget goes to the military. Yeah, in some states it's even higher. The majority of the taxpayer does not go to the military. 1/5 or 20%, not even 20%. I forget what the number is. It's lower than that. I think even at the height of World War II, it didn't exceed more than 20 or 30% of our gross domestic product. And the collected tax, it's not the highest expenditure. As a matter of fact, Gretchen, the actual truth is the interest on the money borrowed is a payment greater than that of the military. Just keep that in mind. Our interest payment on our debt is more than what we spend on the military. Yep, in California. Yeah, and that's the thing. We'll see how all this works out over time. And his idea seems solid, and he seems to be acting in a way that's consistent with what needs to be done. You need to get a handle on the illegal immigration. You need to get a handle on all the chaotic trading deals. Where you know how hard it is to sell a fucking Chevy in England? You know how hard it is to sell a Chevy in France, and they're supposed to be our friends? That's a fucking problem. All these favored nation statuses that they had from World War II. Our trade deals are based on the aftermath of World War II. Well, World War II's been over for 75 fucking years. And Trump is right. Those deals need to all be negotiated. There's no question about it. You're going to charge us like Harley Davidson tries to sell a motorcycle in South America, in Brazil. And the tariff on the motorcycle was 150%. So if you're going to sell the motorcycle down there for $5,000, you got to give $12,500 and a tariff just to get it into the showroom floor. Yeah, of course we're a war machine. Of course you live in a planet of violence, folks. You live in a planet of violence, and that you honestly think that if America wasn't a war machine, we'd all be on the internet saying what we want to say? Come on now. Come on now. Do you really think you'd have the freedom of movement, the freedom of speech, the freedom, and be able to sit up here and criticize big fucking cracker claws, fucking Idaho fucking police? You honestly think you wouldn't be controlled by Germany or some other foreign power? Of course you would. I'm sure you have to pay for a permit to park in the street, and you still can't really find a spot closer than 3 blocks away. I agree. Tesla sales went way down in Europe, yeah, but they're bouncing back, and they're extremely strong in China. And you're not going to Tesla again. He'll tell you himself. He never expected Tesla to be a successful car company. He didn't build it with the idea he was going to overtake General Motors or Ford. That was never his goal. His goal was to focus people on alternative transportation. And I respect him for that. And honestly, you can't even argue about how much better an electric car is than a gas-powered car. There is no debate on that. There's no maintenance. There's no air filters. There's no oil changes. There's no gearboxes. There's none of that shit in an electric car, folks. I mean, it's funny how people complain they only go 320 miles. I agree. That is a downside. But even brakes on an electric car last 150,000 miles. Just think about that. You may never do a fucking brake job ever if you don't keep a car past 150,000 miles. Never put an air filter in it. Never have to wait in line at an oil change. Never need spark plugs. Never need a tune-up. Never have all these emission sensors go bad and bring you to a fucking dashboard light comes on. I'm telling you, an electric vehicle is heads and shoulders above a combustion vehicle by far. And the only limiting factor is batteries. And I'm telling you, in our lifetime, before, even if you're 65 years old, before you leave this earth, that battery issue is going to be solved. You're going to see electric cars that get 900 plus miles on a full charge. And on a quick charge, an 80% charge, they're probably going to get 500 miles, 450 to 500. You'll see that within the next 10 years or less. There's a battery company here in the United States. Now, the batteries aren't as bad as you think they are because there's a company that's able to do it with pure lithium, no cobalt needed, no nickel needed. So there is truth to your statement, but we're in the early stages of battery development. I mean, we've only got a decade or less into this, and you're right about the batteries not being good for the environment. But there's new developments, and there's one battery that already will go 900 miles, and it doesn't have all of the crazy cobalt, the nickel, the molybdenum, and all kinds of other shit in there. So batteries are heavy. You're right, but so is all petrol powered vehicles. No, I know you didn't, and that's fine. That's fair. You're making an accurate statement, but that statement is only as accurate as it is at the moment. But they're making leaps and strides when it comes to batteries. You can make a nuclear battery that'll last 3,500 years. Of course, you don't want all that nuclear material spread out among the population. However, on a small scale, imagine that you could power a house, right? Or you could. There's so many. The technology is moving by leaps and bounds. It really is. Gretchen is going to sue Steve for emotional distress. How did Gretchen go from 18 to being a MILF? I'm really confused. But it is what it is, right? I don't know how the fuck all that happened. When it comes to talking of Twiz and Gretchen, it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, imagine if Iran started focusing back on the way they were in the 70s. I don't know if any of you are old enough to know what Iran was like before. And it was a much different country than it's been since the 70s. It changed. Yeah, so you want to see what they're going to be doing. I think China's the one that actually created the battery that'll go 900 miles on a single charge, which is incredible. You mean to tell me that's not enough range? You want to cross the country, you're going to drive more than 900 miles in a day? Well, whatever. I think if you drive 800 miles and get a room, get some dinner, pick up your feet, go for a swim, get back in your car and drive another 800 miles, you're doing pretty fucking good. Thorium power is now becoming a hot topic. It's going to be a big thing. Thorium can take the waste of the current nuclear power plants and it can make it safe while at the same time using it to produce electricity. It's incredible what they're coming across, what they're able to do, and what they're able to fabricate. So you're going to see them, and that's the other reason why I think Americans should start demanding our transportation become electric. Because the key to our success is an electrical generation, creation of electricity. That's what's going to move mankind up the ladder as far as technology, as far as conveniences, as far as new inventions that'll help you live longer, that'll help you medical issues. We really need to get away from the combustion and move into the generation of electrical power. That would be, you can't even imagine the significant differences that this world would experience. And America needs to lead the way on that. Us 4%. So, all right, folks, it's been great. Been in here a couple hours. We still got 150 of you wackadoodles in here. Don't ask me how that happened. Oh my God. I'm tired of me. I'm me. What do we got in here? Let's see if we cracked any record with likes. did we even get close to 100? We got 76. Not too bad. 1776 is when the country was formed. So yeah. So, all right. Well, folks, thank you for coming in. It's been enjoyable. Yeah, we need to harden, but we need to start focusing on the grid and on the creation of electricity from means that are not wind and solar, from hard-based big generation like thorium and portable nuclear generators and fusion. That's all within reach as long as we work, and some of it's developable right now. It's not theory. It's not something they're talking. It's something that's actually has a practical application and can be constructed currently, right? So you all have yourselves a good night and a good Sunday. In the meantime, I'm going to get my ass out of here. And that's it, really. So be good or be bad. But if you're going to be bad, don't get caught.